What is up, my friends? How are we? You are very welcome along to another match day here on Anfield Agenda. The Reds taking on Spurs, and the big team news has just dropped. No Mohamed Salah in the starting 11. Jeremy Frimpong takes his place wide right. We do have a start for Rio and Nemoa. The team that you can see on screen there now is the Liverpool 11 that I'll take to the pitch today. I'll work through it in a moment for you. I hope you've had a lovely weekend up to this point. In the United Villa game, it's currently 1-0 to Manchester United, just at the hour mark in that one. So, of course, Liverpool win today, and we could go up to 4th place in the Premier League table above Aston Villa. So, lots on the cards today. Right, let's work through this 11, ladies and gents. So, it's Alisson Becker who returns in goal. Then we believe it's Szoboszlai at right back, with Gomez and Van Dijk in the centre-back positions, with Andy Robertson at left back. A midfield of Gravenberch, McAllister and Mr. Florian Wirtz. Then on the left-hand side, Rio and Nemoa. Right-hand side, Mr. Jeremy Frimpong and Cody Gakpo through the centre. Obviously, Arna has one eye on the Champions League game against Galatasaray on Wednesday. Right, the Spurs team news that has just dropped as well. It is Vicario, Dragusin, Danzo, Richarlison, Tell, Gray, Solanke, Porro, Spence, Sarr and Souza. That is the 11 for Spurs. So, how are we all doing? Hope you've had a lovely weekend up to this point, and hopefully it gets a little bit better. Let me just lock my phone so I'm not disturbed. Right. That's my Ekitike hat-trick bet gone then. I had Ekitike on an accumulator as well, but I got a little nod earlier on about the team, so I managed to get a cash out before the team news came out. So yeah. I wasn't expecting Ekitike to be on the bench today, to be honest with you, but it just shows that he really does have a focus on that game on Wednesday. But let's hope that we don't take their eye off the ball today, because of course, yes, Spurs are in a bad position. Spurs are in free fall, but we got to make sure that we do our job and get the result. Hope you're all good, by the way, and I missed you guys yesterday. I know I didn't get a chance to stream, but yeah, I still got a couple of videos out, but it's nice to be back with you all today ahead of what is a really busy week for us, of course. 3 games between now and the international break. Spurs today, Gala on Wednesday, and then we finish with an away trip to Brighton and Hove Albion at 12:30 next Saturday. Is Rio scoring today? I hope so, but I put my money on a Wirtz goal. So Florian Wirtz, the score, is my aim for the day. But yeah, look, in all honesty, if we have anything about us, if we start this game on the front foot, this should be a straightforward afternoon for us. But, it is us, so we take it with a pinch of salt. Right, let's have a look through this. Right, let me read out the Liverpool bench, because a couple of people seem to be worried about a few players. Kanade's not injured. He is on the bench, just being rested. So the bench for the Reds today is Mamardashvili, Kanade, Kirkes, Salah, Chiesa, Jones, Ekitike, Neoni and Ramsey. That is your Liverpool bench for the day. So again, no injury to Ibrahim Kanade. He's just rested for this one. Frimpong right wing is just stupid. Is it? Why? I'm not saying you're right or wrong, but, if you make a statement, at least try and tell us why you think it's stupid. I don't like the fact that we have Szoboszlai right back. That winds me up a little bit, but I also excuse me, I've got the hiccups now. I also do understand why the manager wants to give a breather to Kanade, because our centre-backs have played a lot of footy this season. So I kind of understand that to some extent, but when you take one centre-back out, then you're left with no cover at right back if you want to move Frimpong further up the pitch. But look, if you ask me, 1-1. 1-1, Villa have equalised. Yeah, 1-1 in that one. Villa have just equalised. Just have it on here in the background. Ross Barkley with the equaliser. It's not 3 at the back, Ellis Moore. It's not. Yeah, we don't play with 3 at the back, so it's not 3 at the back. It'll be Szoboszlai at right back. Be wishful thinking to be 3 at the back, but no, it isn't. Jaden, how are we? We need to beat Spurs C team and a Joe goal today. Oh, again, yes, love the vibe for a Joe goal. That would be great. Wouldn't say no to a Gomez goal, but let's wait and see what happens. Just having a look at this. They're not going to try and do this bollocks where they say Onana was blocking the keeper's view, are they? Surely they don't. Yeah, there's no way I'm having it that Onana's blocking that. Sorry, I'm watching a replay here, and they're looking. They're basically looking like they're trying to find a way to rule out this goal for Villa by saying Onana was in the keeper's view. But you could have 15 keepers there. He's not saving it. Oh, they're seeing if it took a touch off him. I don't know. You can't. That doesn't look like it moves to me. Sorry, I'm just watching this one as they looking to find a way to bail United out here. You can't say categorically that ball hit him, in my opinion. Sorry, still have this on the background, waiting to see what decision they come up with. Goal given, 1-1. Right decision, in my opinion. There was no reason to rule that goal out. Right, anyway, sorry, we're back. Goal given in that one, so it is 1-1. What was this Connor said here a moment ago? Thoughts on Chelsea reporting to the PGMOL about Tierney being in the middle of their huddle? Tierney was on the halfway line where the ball was. Chelsea could have had their huddle somewhere else. Look, everything that comes out of his mouth is waffle at this point. He is Brendan Rodgers, basically. The Chelsea head coach, Lemar Senior. He comes out with some absolute belters of bullshit. The referee was on the halfway line with the ball, and Chelsea decided to have their huddle on the halfway line. This stuff about respecting the football, what type of hippie nonsense is that? We respect the football. Fuck off. But just stop it. It's just nonsense. You got beaten. You're still cry arsing about the penalty you didn't get. He's like Brendan Rodgers, you know? If I closed my eyes and just read the transcript, which would be hard, wouldn't it, with my eyes closed? If I just read the transcript, I'd swear that could have been Arna talking. But did you guys know that I could read with my eyes closed? You learn something new every day, don't you? Eddie said, I'm going to get criticised for this, but I don't want us to win because the more games he stays in the job. Yes, you are. You're going to get criticised for me for that one, Eddie, because as much as I agree with you on the manager, bro, I can't be fussed with Liverpool fans wanting the team to lose just because of the manager. Ultimately, the decision on the manager should be straightforward. And like I said the other day, Eddie, I refuse to believe that 1 point, let's say, either way, would be the difference between him staying or going. So let's say, for instance, we made Champions League just by 1 point. Is that really enough to say keep him versus maybe missing it by a point? You know, the margins can't be that fine for a decision like that. You've got to know, based off what we've seen this season, whether you think he's good enough or not. I don't believe this. If he gets Champions League football, that's the be all and end all. Because, like I said, 1 point, 2 points either way. Is that really going to be the thing that keeps him in a job or doesn't? Oh no, I was going to read that out, but it was retracted. Right. Just popped in to see team. No Salah, fair enough. My opinion, earned a shirt performance. Said Tim. Yeah, look, understandable, you know, but I bet my bottom dollar we'll see him again on Wednesday against Galatasaray. But look, we wanted Rio to get an opportunity to play. He's got that today. I'm really excited to see him. I hope Wirtz has a better game as well, because Wirtz was looked rusty when he came off the bench midweek. So hopefully he has a better game today. Excited to see him again. Let's see what Frimpong can do on the right-hand side. Gakpo through the middle. He didn't look too bad through the middle the last time, to be fair to Cody. Again, the manager really must feel he wants to save Hugo's legs for Wednesday, because it's going to be a big night at Anfield on Wednesday. Craig, I know Ekitike needs a break, but Gakpo does nothing after 45 minutes. Dragged off the field, bring Hugo on. 80th minute of nothing again. I understand, like you, mate. I understand the manager wants to give Ekitike a breather. And Gakpo's, probably the best option through the centre, if we're being honest about it. You're looking at what are the options really? Gakpo, Chiesa, Salah. I wouldn't have minded seeing Salah get a little look through the middle, but we haven't seen it really for Liverpool so far, even though we've talked about it as fans quite a bit. Look, it is what it is. He's obviously prioritising the game on Wednesday because it's the Champions League and we've a deficit to overturn. What I hope, though, my big desire for the day is that Liverpool don't take Spurs lightly. We can't make that mistake today. We've got to show up, be at it from the first minute, and just try to break their will early, because there's a chance this could be a goal difference helper today. There's a chance that we could really see this team fall apart with Spurs, if we put the pressure on them. So I want us to be the ones that gets Igor Tudor sacked and by rewarding a nice little handsome victory over them by a few goals. Why no Canada? Did you pick up a knock? I'm not aware of a knock. Oh, 2-1 United. Cunha's just made it 2-1 to United. 70 minutes gone now. United 2, Villa 1. I'm not aware of him having a knock. I think it could be just him getting a breather again because their centre-backs have played a lot of football this season. Joe, how are you, sir? Always a pleasure, and thank you again for your service, my man. Said, hey, Craig, how are you doing? And the wife. All good. All good. Yesterday, my wife spent the day, because she does all the DIY in our house, because if I do it, it just ends up in an argument. Yes, we got Lucas a new bed, and it took like 8 hours to put it together, because it was one of those captain's beds that has a wardrobe and all built underneath it. Yeah, so that took up the whole day yesterday for the fam, but all good, my man, all good. Let's have a look at this goal here. Yeah, good finish by Cunha. Fernandez slips it into him down the channel. Do you know what? Konza doesn't really have much pace on him, does he? That was no hope of catching up there. Yeah, Cunha pulls away from him easily. Yes, I want to echo what Mark said. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. Happy Mother's Day to you all. I love telling my wife every year, you're not my mother. I don't have to get you at love. So yeah, happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. Where would we be without mammies? Absolute legends. Mammies and nannies. I'm now only appreciating how good Fernandez actually is. He's a really good footballer. He is. Like, I don't like his antics and his whinging, but yeah, I've got to say he's a really, really good footballer. So, Rio Nemoa becomes Liverpool's 5th youngest ever top flight starter today. Mr. Crosby's just sent me on. We have Rio Nemoa, then we've Ben Woodburn, Jordan Ibe, Michael Owen, and Max Thomas. So there you go. There's Liverpool's youngest ever players. Rio Nemoa, the 5th youngest player to start a game for the Reds. Do I have a League of Ireland team? I do, Shelburne. So yeah, I see they got a 2-1 win the other day. But yeah, Shells. It is on Sky Sports, yep. Charlie Farm it is. It's on Sky Sports main event. The United game is on and then it comes on after that. Put Dominik back in his preferred position. Again, I get where you're coming from. I really do. But I guess, look, if we're saying Frimpong plays right wing today and he gives Canada a break, there's nobody really to play it right back. He's not going to give Ramsey the game. We know that. He's made that pretty clear. So it was something had to give somewhere, I guess, in the 11 if he wanted to rest Mohamed Salah. So, yeah, look, it isn't ideal, but hopefully Spurs are as bad as we think they're going to be, hopefully, and the Reds can maybe back themselves a half full of goals and get a confidence-building win. Craig, I would have liked to have seen Jones instead of Ryan or Maka, but the rest of the lineup is sweet, to be honest. Yeah, Connor said the same. It is a bit... Well, is it concerning? Because if we don't see Jones in the starting 11 against Galatasaray, then it's pretty clear that Jones and the manager aren't on the same wavelength. Because this should have been a game, like you guys have rightly said, that we've seen Curtis Jones in. But we haven't, and it'd be a very interesting conversation we'll have on Wednesday if he's not on the team, because, 1 year to go on his contract, more links again today with a potential move away for Curtis in the summer. You wonder, has there been a disagreement or something maybe behind the scenes? I don't know. I still find it really weird that we had that conversation in January about Jones maybe going to Inter Milan. That kind of came out of the blue. Isn't Frimpong a right back, Verts right wing? No, it's Frimpong right wing, we believe, and Szoboszlai right back, Verts number 10. That's at least what we believe. But if what you've said happens, no problem with that either. We're just basing this off what we think. We'll see quickly enough, and if we need to adjust it, we'll adjust it. But yeah, we think it's Szoboszlai at right back. But if what you've said is true, I wouldn't be averse to seeing Flo on the right wing. But let's wait and see. I think if that was the case, I wonder would he be more likely to put Rio on the right wing, and stick Verts on the left side where he's a bit more accustomed to it. Craig, will you be buying the new black top? Oh, she's already bought, Mark. She's already bought, bro. I got myself the black jersey, the green and white jersey, the sweatshirt, and the t-shirt. And they were the 4 things I bought from the new drop. Connor already has his, actually. Connor got the sweatshirt and the tracky top, and he loves the sweatshirt. So Connor said Sky have it with Rio right wing, Verts left wing, and Gakpo striker. So let's wait and see. Find the pass. Triple captain Salah and FPL. I'm in pain. Oh, sorry, bro. Yeah, I feel your pain on that one. Triple captain as well. Who's your vice captain? Does that triple captain knock on though? I've actually never been in a position where I've played my triple captain and he hasn't played. So your triple captain, does that now switch to your vice captain? Gotta beat you 1-0 twice. I asked our Turkish chef to change the menu a bit. We'll win 2-0. Yeah, they've beaten us twice this year. Can't argue about that. We got to put it right on Wednesday. Look, I love Turkish football fans. I think they're incredible. And it was always going to be difficult going over to Gala. I think we should have got something from that game. I think we were wasteful, but it is what it is. We've got to turn it around on Wednesday and earn the right to be in the quarterfinal. You've got a Turkish chef. Well, firstly, lucky you. Them fellas in Turkey know how to cook some meat, I tell you. And Turkish rice as well. Oh, my God. Don't get me started, lads. Klopp, Enrique, Xabi. Who's the most ideal? So, for me, Luis Enrique would be the number 1 target. Oh, sorry, I didn't see Klopp's name. Klopp. Sorry. I kind of glossed over the Kloppo part. I'd put it in the order you've written it. There, to be honest with you, for me, Klopp, Enrique, Xabi, in that order. Any one of those 3, and I would be absolutely over the moon, Antonio, mate. But yeah, I don't know about everybody else, but I'd put them in that order, exactly as you have it there. Love your content, bro. Thank you. Do you ever think Slot doesn't know what he's doing and it's just changing the lineup and not tactics for the sake of it? No, I think he knows what he wants to do, but I don't think he's able to communicate that to the players. I really do feel that he thinks he's a genius and everybody else should be following his genius. But I don't like the style of football we play most of the time. There are some times when the players look like they're on it, where you get little visions, little flashbacks of the old us. But yeah, it's been a frustrating season. It really has. VC is Ekatike. Oh, okay, fair enough. So what was the original one then? Triple captain. Oh, vice captain's Ekatike. Oh yeah, that didn't work out. Sorry. Yeah, sorry, man. Yeah, you really got shafted there, didn't you? So do you lose that chip then? If Salah might come off the bench, so you might get bailed out. You might bag a goal and grab an assist maybe off the bench or something. You never know. Lucas Stevenson scored for Dundee United in the derby match. Nice. Thank you, Daz. I appreciate the update, my man. Mark said our style is so boring to watch. Slot and his style needs to go. Look, I'm hoping that we have a nice week ahead of us. We've got 3 games to finish up before we head off an international break. And I'm hoping we get 3 wins. Galatasaray is going to be huge on Wednesday night. I'm expecting Anfield to be absolutely raucous, loud, and at its best because no away fans travelling for that game. So full house of Liverpool fans at Anfield. Into the last 10 minutes here at Old Trafford, and it's still United leading Aston Villa by now 3 goals to 1. Just as I say that, Benjamin Sesko scores again, and it's Manchester United 3, Aston Villa 1. That means that a win today, Liverpool could go up into 4th place in the league, hopping over Chelsea and Aston Villa. Motorhome Dreamer said, love a draw with United and Villa. Why? A result either way is better for us. You know, we can go above Villa now if we win today. I thought about that, but a draw still leaves them about 1 point ahead of us if we win, so either side winning was better for us today, and actually, with the goal difference of Villa's being inferior, this is probably working out for us the best we could have wanted. Just checking this. I think the ricochet here comes off a Villa player, so I don't think there'll be an offside. Yeah, there'll be no offside in that. Villa have really fallen off. They have. And I think they could be in for a difficult summer again with the old FFP and whatnot. So it's interesting. And by the way, big win for Newcastle yesterday over Chelsea at Stamford Bridge. See, this is where United benefit at this point now of having 1 game a week because they can properly prepare, rest up the players. So you would have to think that they'll probably get the job done and qualify for the Champions League at this point with just that 1 game a week to prepare for. Afternoon all. Slots Pet is starting again. So David Massa, how are we, David? Lovely to see you, my man. He is, but at least through the middle this time, David. He's okay through the middle, to be fair. If we have to rest Ekatike, which again, I understand, Gakpo's not too bad through the middle. If you look at the rest of the 8 games, a draw would be better. Have you seen our 8 games, mate? Anything that puts points differential between us and anyone, I think is the way we should be looking at this, because our run-in is quite difficult. So I want us to get up into those positions and start creating a gap before the end of the season, because you know we don't want to be scrambling as well, having maybe 2 games a week and looking for wins out of nowhere. So yeah, I want us to build up a bit of a points differential, have a bit of a cushion over Chelsea or Villa going into those last few games. Team rep said, I would be fine with Mac starting if that meant Jones start again against Galatasaray on Wednesday, but that's probably not the case. Yeah, I don't know really what to expect on Wednesday, but he did say Rio likely to play 1 of the 3 games from the start, and you know he's starting this one, so does that mean Rio, no matter what he does today, is going to be on the bench? Happy with United win. I see Villa slipping more often, said Blizzard. Same. Villa have, excuse me, they have a second leg coming up as well against Lille in the Europa League. So they won 1-0 over there. So they have to focus on that as well. So yeah, definitely I agree that Villa probably have more likelihood of dropping points. And of course, they're in a bit of a tough situation as well. Villa were pulling away from United and Liverpool a few weeks ago. What was it, 11-game winning streak or something Villa were on at one point? Are you confident we can beat Spurs? I am, Suleiman. Yeah, I am. I'm very confident for today and Wednesday. I have a bad feeling on Wednesday. Don't say I'm jinxing it now, but I just have a bad feeling we'll concede early on Wednesday, but we'll still get the job done and with a bit to spare. I'm going to say we win something like 3-1, 4-2, something like that on Wednesday. That's roughly where my head's at with that. I'm watching a YouTube channel about English teaching. Any general advice you can give, Craig? Hope you're well, big man. In what regard? I mean, my English literature or, even my writing or my grammar is shocking. So I'm definitely not the one. Oh, you're setting up. Sorry, I read that wrong. You're setting up a YouTube channel about English teaching. Any advice? Be yourself. I know it sounds like a really simple thing to say, Andrew, but be yourself and put a bit of personality into what you're doing. One of the favorite things about live content for me is owning the mess ups that you make, because I know you're probably going to be recording a lot of your content, but for me, I love leaning into mistakes that I make and kind of making a bit of a joke out of myself. So yeah, if you can not take yourself too seriously, have a bit of fun with it, but definitely let a bit of your personality come through, because what happens, Andrew, on YouTube is people don't really come in for the nitty gritty of your content. They buy into your journey. They buy into you as a person. So if you can make that connection with your viewers, happy days. That's always the advice I'd give. Be yourself, have a bit of fun, don't take yourself too seriously, and also be really consistent with what you're doing. Let people know when to expect your work. Make sure that, they're aware of when you're going to be putting up stuff, and try to get through and react with as many comments as you can and stuff like that. Just build up that repartee. Is that the word I'm looking for? Rapport, there's the word. Build up that rapport with the audience. Happy 8 months. Love this community, said Leona. How are we, Leona? Hope you're well. Hope you've gotten over the mocks. Remember when we beat Spurs last season? We were crowned champions. I missed that. That was a great day. And again, if I'm not mistaken, I think we went behind that day as well before winning. Was it 5-2 or something like that day? I think, was it Macca scored a belter in that game against Spurs last year? Craig, will the Premier League be diminished by Spurs being relegated? I mean, yes, they're a big club, and to see them in the problem that they're in is, I feel for them. Like, they won the Europa League last year, and I know they finished like 17th or something last year, but they were never really close to being relegated. This year, it's just been free fall, and it really has. I know they've had a terrible run of injuries, but just to think of that stadium being down in the Championship, Spurs are going to have a really tough fight, because, if they don't get back up on the first go, it gets more and more difficult. And, how many players will they be able to keep realistically if they drop down to the Championship? I never thought two clubs in Europe would be in a relegation battle. I know, it's crazy. It's crazy. Slot looking to be sacked, said Alex Macklin. Why? I mean, I think this team can get the job done. I really do. Appreciate you, Stevie. Thank you, Matt. Stevie Buck, appreciate you. Very kind words. Right, let's have a look at Spurs' bench today and Liverpool's bench. So, actually, you know what? We'll run through both teams for everybody in case you're coming in a bit late. With the Liverpool team, we are taking a little bit of poetic license here, trying to figure out exactly who's playing where, because every different outlet we've seen have different variations. So, I'm on live score here now at the minute, and live score have it that Frimpong's right back and Wirtz is right wing. So I'm just going to run through the 11 players and we'll figure out exactly where they're playing when the game gets underway. So Alisson, Frimpong, Gomez, Van Dijk, Robertson, Gravenberch, McAllister, Wirtz, Szoboszlai, Nemoa and Gakpo. That's the 11 for Liverpool. For Spurs, it's Vicario, Porro, Danso, Dragusin. Then there's D'Souza, Sarr, Gray, Spence, Richarlison, Tell and Solanke. On the bench for Liverpool, Kanade, Kirkez, Salah, Chiesa, Jones, Ekitike, Marmadashvili, Nioni and Ramsey. For Spurs, it's Xavi Simons, Kinski, Moani, Austin, Luesi, Roswell and Wilson. So there you go. How bad do Spurs have to be if Simons can't get a game? Or is he injured or something? I don't know. Forrest just missed a one-on-one from about 10 yards. Ouch. Ouch. I don't even know what score that game is, to be honest. Craig, you were born to do this, bro. People on here wait all day to listen to you. Look, it always feels so weird to me. to hear things like that, mate. I'm just a normal fella. I just appreciate all of your support. That's all I can ever say, my man. Appreciate it, and blessed to have you all here with us. Michael, how are you, bro? Michael Manning. So we need to do a bit today. We need to do our bit today up the Reds. Yeah, we do. But look, let's be honest about it. This should be a straightforward afternoon. If we have anything about us, this should be, I won't say a walk in the park, but, Spurs are wobbling, and I think an early goal and they start sulking, and yeah, it could be anything. So we're into injury time at Old Trafford, so it is going to be a Manchester United victory. They're 3-1 up over Aston Villa. David, how are you, sir? Kefren Thuram is a good fit for Liverpool. He's a very busy player and wins a lot of duels at Juventus. So those links have started to gather a bit of pace over the last few days, David, and I'm trying to keep an eye on it. So initially, I thought to myself, why do we let him go from Mönchengladbach to Juventus if we wanted him? But then I thought about it a different way, and I took a step back and I thought, well, maybe now Liverpool feel he's got a bit more experience. Maybe they feel he's gone on and, had a bit of experience with Juventus in Europe in another league, and maybe they've looked at it and thought, okay, now we think would be the time to make a play. But he's certainly one of the players on the list anyway, mate, that have been doing the rounds for potential midfield additions. Motorhome Dreamer said Thuram would be a good fit for us. Oh, yes, you're right. He was at Nice, Connor. Apologies. You're right. I've got them mixed up. Yeah, you're right. I had them mixed up. It was Manu Kone who was at Mönchengladbach. You're right. So, yeah, Kefren Thuram. That's the second time I've said that, by the way. So, yeah, thank you for correcting me on it. Of course he was at Nice. I can see him in the jersey now. I want Forest to go down as I can't stand that Wolf guy. I don't know who that Wolf guy is, to be honest with you. I don't know. I don't know who I want to go down out of those three. Probably Forest, to be honest with you. I don't mind West Ham. Some of their fans are all right. Oh, by the way, do we all think now Arsenal are going to win the league? Because with City dropping points yesterday, it looks like Arsenal are going to win the league now. And I know nobody wants them to win the league because of their fans, but as I've said all year, for me, that's part and parcel of football. If Arsenal win the league title, they've done it without breaking any financial rules or any shenanigans. Yes, we might not like the style of play at times, but their job this year was to go out there and win the title. And look, I'll give them all the credit for it because I don't want to do to them what they did to us. I have a rule in life, and I always say to my kids and my wife, we carry ourselves how we carry ourselves, and we don't let other people, drag us down to their level. So for me, Arsenal win the league title. Congratulations, sincerely, when they do it. It's going to be tough sitting there all summer listening to their fans, but that's their right as potential title winners. That's the way I look at it. So yeah, I was messaging with Lee Gunner last night, and he's buzzing, and I don't blame him one bit. He's absolutely delighted at the way yesterday went, and yeah, I would just say to everyone, look, just take it with a bit of good grace. Allow Arsenal fans to have their moment because that's what this is about. We hated when people tried to undermine ours, but realistically, did it stop us enjoying it? No, not one bit. And I would do it all over again tomorrow, enjoy every minute of it. So, if you win the league title and you do it within the rules, you win the league. And as sports people, we should be big enough to say well done. I just will never credit Manchester City with anything because I don't think they've done what they've done within the rules. Arsenal, as much as I hate Arteta, fair play if they find a way to win the league. They'll certainly be getting a congratulations from me. What did you think of the rugby yesterday? It was look, I think this was probably the best Six Nations I can remember in a really long time. Didn't really expect England to go over there and do much, so kind of at peace with not winning it. But the way it finished was kind of heartbreaking, from an Irish perspective. But The thoughts of England with the wooden spoon is just mental. But it was a crazy game. It was a 48-46, something like that. Just a really, really enjoyable Six Nations. How do you feel about the lineup? Said Cheyenne, just got here. It's okay. Understandable with a game on Wednesday, but whatever the lineup is, how we play, that's more interesting to me. If we're at it today, if we look confident, because they should. Spurs are there for the beating. David said, "I'm moving to the moon when they win the league." Arsenal, look, it is what it is. Do you know? Let their fans celebrate it. That's the job. We all want their team to win the league at the start of every season, and when they do it, we're gonna win it. They're gonna celebrate it. Sorry, so just let them have it. And do you know what? I've thought about this quite a bit this week, actually, especially yesterday after the results, and I just thought, well, we're going to have to take this one on the chin as fans and hope that we come back next year to want to reclaim that title. That's the best we can really make of it. Craig, with Liverpool playing a pre-season game in Dublin as being reported, will you be getting tickets? I didn't know it was being reported. Will I get tickets? I don't know. Maybe. I'm not sure. I went to the last couple of games when they were at the Aviva, but yeah, I might do. I'll see what the dates are if it works for us. I'm away. I wouldn't be in June though, so I'm away in June, and then obviously the World Cup is on. Yeah, I'll have a look. Didn't I captain the Irish rugby team? I think you're calling me Keith Wood in that scenario. I'm a much better looking man than Keith Wood, let's be honest. Come on now. Fair is fair. Yesterday, my team were 5-0 down at halftime and drew 5-all. Wow. That's crazy. What a game of football. 10-goal thriller. Right, ladies and gents, we have 35 minutes left till kickoff. If you can, do hit that like button for me. Let's get those likes up close to 1,000 as quick as we can. Craig, would you have wanted Gakpo to play instead of Ekitike or Salah? I understand why he's put him through the middle. I would have liked to have seen Ekitike, I'm not going to lie. I love watching Hugo play. But I guess he's just trying to prioritise the Champions League and make sure that Hugo is fully ready to do the hard yards, because I'd imagine there's going to be a lot of effort going in on Wednesday and a lot of running, and Hugo covers a lot of ground. So, look, let's see how the game goes, and then we can retrospectively look back at it. Villa absolutely making a mess there of a great chance. In the last minute of stoppage time against United, it's 3-1 United, so that game is definitely going United's way. Wales won the wooden spoon, not England. Oh, sorry, I'm only working off what my daughter's boyfriend said to me, because he's a huge rugby head and I'm not. I didn't realise it was Wales that won the wooden spoon and not England. Sorry, mate. But either way, a very poor campaign for England, and for us, from an Irish perspective, didn't start it well over in France, but turned it around after that. And for Irish people, look, we've won some Six Nations, won Grand Slams, it's World Cup. Ireland have never got past the quarterfinals of a World Cup in the rugby, so that's got to be the aim. That's got to be what we build towards. Besides injury, is there any other reason for Spurs' form? Yeah, have you watched any games when they play at home? That stadium gets toxic very quickly. And they just don't seem to have been with the team at all this year. But injuries, I have to say, injuries would be a huge part of it. If you look at a lot of the players that have been out, like James Maddison, he could make a difference in that Spurs team. So not having him all season pretty much has been a tough one for them. So that is all over now at Old Trafford. It finished Manchester United 3 and Aston Villa 1. It was 0-0, Nottingham Forest Fulham, 0-0 Crystal Palace Leeds. So yeah, not a lot of goals in the other two games there today. Well, the Leeds game is in the last 90 seconds, actually, sorry, the Leeds game against Palace. How do I see the future of Liverpool? It's a tough question to answer, AJ, because, I'm answering it on the back of not really knowing what's happening with the manager situation. But what I will say is the future's bright. It is definitely bright. Whatever happens next season, we'll have a year of lads bedding in. We'll have, a chance to clear their heads, come back again. And I've always said we've got good footballers at this football club. Um, and you add Isak back into the mix as well. A couple of signings in the summer. If we don't lose anybody we don't want to lose, then yeah, it's looking bright for the future. But again, it'll come down to what happens with the coach. Chad, how are we, dude? Hey, Craig, another week that's set up nice for Liverpool. We need to take advantage. We absolutely do. Yeah, there should be 3 wins on the cards here this week. Brighton away is going to be difficult enough, fair enough, but, other than that, this should be a gimme today if we show up and play anyway decent. Reds pre-season in Nashville, 1,200 for 3 tickets. Yep, this means more. You'll never walk alone, 400 quid a pop. This is what I'm saying to you. When I say things like "you'll never walk alone" is a myth, or the Liverpool way is a myth, people kind of look at me like I'm mad. But how can you come to terms with this means more, you'll never walk alone, we're all in this together, and give us 400 quid for a pre-season ticket? How do you square that? It's just greed. Simple as that. Just pure fucking greed. Now, what Liverpool will say is they don't set the price for the tickets. Liverpool, usually how these things work is, and I don't know if this is the case, but I'll try and find out. A promoter will say to a football club, come over here, we'll give you 3 games and pay you X amount. And then Liverpool will go, okay, cool, sounds good. And then they'll go and sell the tickets at these ridiculous prices. Yeah, it's crazy. You shouldn't be paying any more than 50 quid to watch a pre-season game. It's absolutely insanity that the one time in a few years our friends in North America get to see the Reds and they're being asked to, empty their bank accounts to watch at best a mixed team. It's shocking. It really is. Like, these should be about going over there, having a family being able to go to the game, having, 2 sets of parents or set of parents bringing their 2 or 3 kids, hooking in that next generation of Liverpool fans, growing that feeling around the world, bringing people on board to make them feel part of something, not isolating them with these ridiculous ticket prices. It just seems like an own goal, because that's what we want as fans. We want the next generation of Reds coming through. You want this to be, Liverpool to continue to grow, to continue to bring people on board. And I remember my first games of football, even when I was watching Shelburne as a kid, I was like mesmerised by these stadiums and being able to go in and watch these athletes play. And yeah, it's tough. It's really tough for fans who are like get excited and think, oh, the Reds are coming to my area. And even if it's a 2-3 hour drive, you'll think, all right. And then you see the ticket prices. Did I watch any of the horse racing in Cheltenham? No, mate. No, I stay away from the horses. It's something I know nothing about. Never ventured into betting on them. The Grand National, maybe, if the missus says I want to put something on, because she always likes to bet on the Grand National. But apart from that, nah, don't know anything about the old nags. But I do know there's too many variables for my liking in it, so I stick clear of it. If you think that's bad, have you seen how much the Super Bowl tickets would be? Yes, I have. But look, this is the way I look at it. If you're stupid enough to pay those prices, they're going to keep charging them. And I don't know what else to say. Some of the prices for events in America are absolutely ridiculous. And that's before we get into the conversation about personal seat licenses and all this stuff. It's crazy. And I don't know how people, 1, are able to afford it, but 2, pay it. It's absolutely insanity. There's no way I'd pay that much money. Like, what is it, 5-10 grand to go to the Super Bowl? That's ridiculous. Craig, who in your opinion is the most overrated manager of all time in football? Oh God, I don't know. Jeez, mate, that's a deep one. I mean, I don't know an all time, but one that sticks out to me is Pochettino as being overrated. But again, I wouldn't say he's the most overrated of all time, but I've always felt like what Pochettino's actually achieved versus some of the jobs he's getting kind of make me think, yeah, how much about this is the fact that he's a nice, amiable man, but he really won much in world football? Nashville tickets are £130, not £400. Well, I can only read out what the gentleman wrote, mate, as somebody in America who was looking at the tickets. I have no idea. Even 130 is ridiculous for a preseason game. When they come to Dublin, usually tickets are somewhere between 60 and €70 for Liverpool coming over to play in Dublin in a preseason game or whatever. And even at that, there's often family tickets that you can get. 2 adults, 2 kids for X amount. I don't know, let's say £200. Liverpool just posted Joel Matip back at Anfield today. Great to see Joel at the club. An absolutely fantastic servant to Liverpool Football Club. Stargirl said, I have a glass of gin ready. The way this season has gone, anything could happen today. Hopefully we all win and get Champions League places. Yes, hopefully we do win. Sorry, I was just checking something. Yeah, hopefully we win and get those Champions League spots like you've said. Because today we could go fourth. And that's what I want us to do. Right, lads, give me your score predictions. 25 to go. Give me your score predictions for the game. I'm going to say 3-1 or 4-1 to Liverpool, and I'm also going to make a Verts goal prediction. Do you think Mo should have played? No, I don't. Look, if we're being honest, he was absolutely awful against Galatasaray. Absolutely awful. And if maybe a rest will do him a bit better and he shows up on Wednesday and he's back at it looking like himself, then it will have been a good decision. Right, so Connor's going 4-0. Alistair 3-2. Phil's going Desmond 2-2. Lee Young 4-1. Paul 2-1. 3-1 for Mary. Alejandro 4-2. 2-0. 2-2 for Robert St. Goddard. Lads, if we don't win this game, right, if even a draw, he should be fired. Because this should be a gimme for Liverpool today. Yes, the attitude has to be right. It is still Premier League football. But this should be, they should be looking at this going, yeah, we're going to go out there and we're going to put them to the sword, and then Tudor's going to be sacked, and that's going to be the end of that. How can you bench Ekitike and start Gakpo? Again, it will come down to Wednesday. That's what he'll be thinking. That if he plays Ekitike today, he might be more tired come Wednesday, and he wants a fit and ready to go Ekitike for Wednesday. So that's the only thing I can think of as the reason, that he's gone for Gakpo through the middle today. AMC said, I've got this horrible sinking feeling that we're going to blow it today. I don't think I can even watch it. So I've had a lot of pessimistic feelings this season for a lot of games, but not today. I've been really confident all week about this one for a few reasons. One, we lost 2 out of the last 3, so they know they need a response. I hope they don't take their eye off the ball and start to think about Wednesday. That's one concern I do have today. We got to get through this. Then we can figure out and work on what happens against Galatasaray. But we can't take our eye off the ball today. I hope we get a fast start, because I really, really do feel that if we can score early, Spurs will collapse. Sheikh said, United are 100% getting Champions League next season. They've been so strong since Carrick came in. Yeah, I don't disagree with that at all. It helps to them having 1 game a week. Now, again, you'd rather have European football if you're a United fan, but no denying that, having one game a week to play is beneficial to them, that they're out of all the cups as well. So you would definitely expect United to stay strong at this point and get over the line. For us, though, we should be aiming to try and get as high as we can, third or fourth. Yeah, and that has to start with picking up the points today. Mythical Returns, thank you, bro. Member with us for 31 months. Absolute legend, sir. Thank you. David Hansen's going 6-2. Oh, that'll be a fun afternoon, David. 8 goals, I'll take that. Do you think Mo should have played? No, not today. I don't. I think he wasn't great. I don't know what else to say. I mean, we ran through the stats from Mo's game against Galatasaray, and he just did not look great. And I don't know if he's been benched because the manager thinks he needs the rest ahead of Wednesday, or if he's been benched because the manager doesn't feel he's been playing well. But whatever the reason, Wednesday's going to be a big night. If Mo plays Wednesday, you hope he shows up. You hope that he gets a bit of confidence. Now, in my predicted 11, I did have Salah in the team, and my reasoning was I wanted to build confidence, and I wanted him to, maybe get a couple of chances today, go into Wednesday then feeling a bit more like himself. But I can't argue against them being rotated because he didn't play well on Tuesday. He wasn't the only one, by the way, but Matt said, feel badly for Mo. He has brought us such joy over the years. Look forward to his song, and sadly we haven't much of it this year. My score, 6-0 Reds, Verts with 3, and I think we are a back 3 today. I would be amazed if we play with a back 3 because he's been so vocal against it because of the lack of depth and the lack of coaching in that setup. But you never know. As I said, we'll have a look at the way the lads are lining up when the game kicks off. A 6-0 win. Sign me up for that one, Matt. Sign me up for that, bro. And yeah, look, it's heartbreaking seeing Mo looking like a shadow of himself. Because, as you've said, all the moments he's given us, all the years of great service, rewriting the record books, nobody wants to see him looking like, he's dropped off as much as he has. It is sad, you're right. Which is why I keep hoping that he'll find some spark for the remaining part of the season, because I want him to enjoy his footy. I want him to, feel comfortable out there, and I want him to be happy. Toparuzzi said, hey Craig, hope you're doing great today. We're winning this one, or slot out. Yeah, he can't have an excuse on this. And let's not forget, we've lost 2 of the last 3 games. So, we lost the Wolves, then we beat them in the FA Cup, lost the Galatasaray. Yeah, you can't keep being that inconsistent. We're running out of games. So today is a perfect chance. Chelsea lost against Newcastle. Villa have just been beaten by United. That's all the incentive we should need. If we win this game, we're 4th. So, we've gone from 6th to 4th in one weekend if we win today. And that's got to be the aim now. To just keep chipping away, picking up the points. Get points again next weekend against Brighton and hopefully go into the international break on the back of 3 wins. That's got to be the aim. So on, what was I going to say? Oh, Alisson, yes, the club triggered Alisson's 1-year contract extension yesterday. I don't know if you guys seen those reports. We put it out in a video last night. That has been confirmed by Joyce, Romano, and many others. So we told you guys that Alisson's contract was technically up at the end of this season, but the club had a 1-year option, which they have now triggered. Watching you with my mama. Well, happy Mother's Day, mama. Is it Nancho? Excuse my pronunciation if that was incorrect, but yes, happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. Where would we be without our great mothers? Yes, well, I say where would we be? I haven't had my mother for a long time, but where would we be without mothers on this planet? They were absolute legends, the best amongst us, and nobody ever beats Mammy's cooking either. Although my nanny came pretty close. My grandmother made some damn nice food. Especially lemon meringue pies. Ooh, yes, she made a wonderful lemon meringue. Craig, Man United is 0-5-2 in midweek games this season. There you go. Didn't know that, to be honest with you. Where would we be? Well, we wouldn't exist. Fair point, Marty. Can't argue with science, bro. Can't argue with science. No, honestly, like, I know what an important role my wife plays in our family life in general. And I don't just mean at home with house, or I mean just as a support for me. She's the strongest person in our house, without any shadow of a doubt. Strongest mentally, strong. Just I don't fear many people on this planet except my missus, because she's a stronger person than I am. Everybody that supports Liverpool backs in Nemoa, and I would love to see him optimise more next season. Just like Xavi brought Yamal into the team slowly, we need to do the same with Ngamoa. Yeah, so listening to Arna speak about Rio and Ngamoa during the week, it was he didn't want a similar situation with what was it, stress fractures that we'd seen with Jaden Dance and some other players. So I don't know if that's a genetic thing, or if it's something all young players can suffer with as they're developing into their adult or man bodies. At least with Jaden Dance and stuff, you can look and say, right, he's a tall, gangly fella. Rio's small, explosive player. So yeah, just looking forward to seeing him in the team. But it is always the right thing to ease youngsters in bit by bit. We get excited, obviously, as fans. We want to see more and more of them. But, I do understand clubs these days, especially when you've got, case studies to look at, the likes of Wayne Rooney, Michael Owen, Jack Wilshere, even, who came through early. And, then were blighted by injuries for a lot of their career. Plenty of pace out wide, Craig. No excuse for no fast flowing football. So David Hansen. Yeah, I'm actually excited, David, for today, because it's possible that we've a nice fun afternoon ahead of us, and that's certainly what I want. Ladies and gents, can I ask you a couple of things? Firstly, if you haven't, please do hit that like button, but don't forget to enter our giveaway as well. Every month in 2026, we are giving away a signed item with thanks to our incredible friends at the collectorscorner.co.uk. This month, we're giving away a signed and framed Kenny Dalglish shirt, completely free. Scan the QR code on the screen there now, or use the link in the description on details on how to enter. That QR code will also bring you to the Anfield Agenda WhatsApp, where you will see the link in there after the game to post your player rating scores, and that's where we put in all of our gossip and stuff as well. You can also treat yourself to 20% off anything at thecollectorscorner.co.uk by using the code you can see there in the bottom right hand corner of your screen, Anfield Agenda 1. Use that at checkout for 20% off. Right, let's get ready. Let's get settled in. We've got 15 minutes to go till kick-off. I'll run through both 11s for you again, just in case you haven't seen them. For Spurs, it's Vicario, Porro, Danso, Dragusin, D'Souza, Sarr, Gray, Spence, Richarlison, Tell, and Solanke. For Liverpool, Alisson, Frimpong, Gomez, Van Dijk, Robbo, Gravenberch, McAllister, Wirtz, Szoboszlai, Ngamoa, and Cody Gakpo. Your Liverpool bench today is Ibrahim Konate, Milos Kerkez, Mohamed Salah, Federico Chiesa, Curtis Jones, Hugo Ekitike, Georgi Mamardashvili, Trey Morris-Nyoni, and Calvin Ramsey. For Spurs, it's Javi Simons, Antonin Kinski, Randall Kolo-Muani, Brandon Austin, Callum Wilson-Ulesi, James Rosswell, and James Wilson. So quite an inexperienced bench there for Spurs in a lot of regards. Carbon, how are we, dude? Hey, Craig, happy Sundays. Thuram would be a great addition to this team, and we must be cautious of Spurs, even though they have a weak team. Yeah, we don't want to go out there with the wrong attitude, definitely. It's still the Premier League, so one way or the other, you're going to have to show up. You're going to have to deserve the 3, but you're going to have to deserve the right to win the game and get the 3 points. So, yeah. But I don't know, just something all week, Carbon. I felt excited for this one. I felt like this is going to be an enjoyable afternoon, and I certainly hope I haven't jinxed it. We need to make a statement, bottom line, to Do Never Walk Alone. Yeah, we do. Chance to build up the goal difference. And also, as I said, a chance to go fourth. Sandy, yes, Rio is starting. He definitely is. He's in the 11, which is great to see. We believe, well, we're not exactly sure of the makeup of how the front three and the right back position are going to look. There's been 3 different variations of how this will look doing the rounds already. So we're still trying to figure out exactly who is right back, who's right wing, who's left wing. We're just trying to figure it out. What's this one? This from Anfield Watch. They say it's very clear that Arne Slot much prefers to play Rio with Robbo behind him, being a near constant in recent weeks. Makes complete sense and seems to have a really positive effect on the teenager. Another reason to keep Robbo. Yeah, it's a very astute observation there from the lads at Anfield Watch. Pancake Friday, how are we? Said, hey Craig, I love the content. Wanted to shout out Connor. I've really enjoyed his morning report. We had to destroy Tottenham. Besides Burnley, they were the slop of the Premier League. Yeah, I'm so happy to see Connor, developing, becoming more confident in front of the camera and, putting his own twist on the videos. So long may it continue. I don't know what he's going to come up with next, though. It's the production values are going up and up and up. But, honestly, I'm so happy to see Connor doing his thing as well. I've always known what a great sense of humour Connor has. I've had the pleasure of knowing him now for 8 or 9 years. But yeah, it's lovely for you guys to get to see that side of him as well. Hey Craig, hope you and the family are well. Liverpool have a chance to go fourth. I know, I'm excited, Mitchell. Excited. Big week ahead. If we can go into this international break with 3 victories, I'll certainly be having a much more relaxing vacation over in Lanzarote. Craig, nurture an up-and-coming talent better than Slaw. Well, I've got faith in my up-and-coming young talent. Yeah, there you go. Honestly, I'm really proud of seeing him doing it. I've always said to him, would you not do a bit more? Would you not do a bit more? And, he doesn't like the live content, though. He doesn't mind doing the old 8-minute videos or the 10-minute videos, but he's not a fan of the live content, which I do understand. It takes a very particular type of person to do live content. And, one of the good things about us at Anfield Agenda is I think we're aware of what we're both good at and what we're not good at. And I'm certainly not the one to come up with any design ideas or any technical ideas. So we leave that to Connor. And when it comes to doing stupid shit with the microphones turned on and the cameras running, that's my department when it's live. The international breaks when Ireland play the qualifier, Craig, you got to go into the pubs and celebrate with the Irish fans. I'll watch the game in the house, in the villa we have rented. Nice and relaxed. There's even an outside TV, so I'll watch it sitting there with maybe a couple of bottles of San Miguel. I'm patenting Crosby's Farm series for Amazon. I swear to God we had that conversation the other day, me and Connor. What are we going to call this one? Because, yeah, we got Clarkson's Farm. We got to have Crosby Farm up next. Craig, you're good at everything. I really haven't. Honestly, I'm so, I'm not. But I'm aware of what I'm not good at, which, I think is a good thing. Good to have that self-awareness. Yeah. I'm just amazed I've managed to go 8 years without getting cancelled yet. Doing live content is terrifying at times because, especially when you're getting angry. Because when you're angry and you're at home and you blurt stuff out, sometimes you don't even know what you're saying. You're just angry and you're just bleh. When you're on live content and you're on a rant and you're getting angry, you're flicking through your brain all the time going, right, these are the words you can't say. Don't say these words. Don't say this. Connor said his favourite comment on that video was Farmer Slaw. There you go. So excited to see Rio today, said Andrew Gardner. Feel proud married men need our strong women behind us, and thank you, Craig, for our community. Absolutely, that phrase "behind every good man, there's a good woman." It couldn't be more true in my regard. I wouldn't. Yeah, without Sabrina's support and understanding, I don't know where I'd be. Honestly, I'm blessed to have been nearly 26 years together now. The only thing you're not good at is golf. Well, yeah, definitely I'm good at golf. 100% right on that one. Grathby said, not expecting a big performance today, if I'm honest. Every time this season I felt confident, we've been shy. Yeah, I understand that nervousness, but I just feel like today's the day to play with a bit of freedom, express yourself, with an expectant Anfield crowd. Yeah, I really do hope we do go out there and put on a good performance. This could be a confidence builder. And also, great night for Irish boxing last night as well. Good show up in Dublin. Anthony Kakachi winning the WBA belt, I think, and then a couple of IBO winners as well. Peter O'Leary won the IBO. John O'Carroll won an IBO as well. So yeah, good night for Irish boxing as well last night. Your opinion about Salah on the bench? Understandable based off performance on Tuesday, but what I don't know is why he's on the bench. Is he on the bench because he wants to rest them to make sure he's ready to give it a full go on Wednesday, or is he on the bench because he just doesn't think he played well? Right, a couple of quotes from Arna on Rio. Why now? He started training this season and he's improving. His game time's gone up, and next step is starting. Hugo trained first time yesterday, but the day before he didn't. So that gives us an indication as to why we don't see Hugo. Is that he didn't train for a bit of the week and he only trained yesterday. So, excuse me, the manager obviously wanting to make sure Hugo is fully right and ready to go. Liverpool should be excited by the possibility of getting Europe, of course, and fourth place today. You know, there's a chance to jump 2 places in the league with a victory today. Richarlison red card and a win, dream day for me, said Peter. Yeah, I don't like Richarlison either, so I'm with you on that one. Right, 6 minutes to go. We need 53 more likes to get us over the 1,000, ladies and gentlemen. So if you can, please do hit that like button. And also, if you haven't subscribed, we'd love you to do that as well. Right, sit back. Let me just make sure my clock is good to go, actually. Let me just check that. Yeah, clock's good to go. Sweet. Right, teams are in the tunnel. It is another massive day for the Reds, and hopefully 3 points. Thoughts on Max Dowman? He looks like a really good footballer, Val. Yeah, like Lee's been telling me about Max Dowman for quite a while, actually, and yeah, that he took his goal very well yesterday. Good counter attack actually from Arsenal at the end, and yeah, he looks like a real talent, no doubt about it. If you look at the future for English football, the English national team in particular, with the youngsters coming through, there's a very talented generation of English footballers coming up. Right, boys, getting ready to walk out. Rio, go on, Rio. Premier League start for Mr. Ingamo for the first time. Big moments. Come on, Rio. Do you think a win here could Spurs closer to relegation? Rory, honestly, mate, I can't believe they're down there, but yeah. Especially with the injuries that they have and, you know, the run that they're on, they're just absolutely lacking in confidence. And I'm going to be an interested observer of how they start this game and what their body language is like, because I feel if we score early, this could be an interesting afternoon. Connor said, are all sports getting younger prodigies? Thinking of Luke Littler, Yamal, Rio, Dauman. Feels like everyone's getting younger and younger. Definitely. Even at tennis, like loads and loads of youngsters coming through. Boxing, there's a great conveyor belt of talent in boxing as well. By the way, Ireland have a potential heavyweight contender to keep an eye on coming up through as well. His first professional fight yesterday. Anfield absolutely packed to the rafters, looking magnificent. Let's see how Sky lined them up. So, yeah, running through the team anyway. It's Alisson Becker. They reckon Szoboszlai's at right back, Gomez, Van Dijk and Robertson. So that's what Sky reckon are the back four for this one. So they reckon Dom is at right back. So that would mean that most likely they've got Roy Gravenberch and Alexis McAllister then, obviously ahead of the back four. So let's see. They reckon it's a three behind the striker with Frimpong, Wirtz and then Nemoa and then Gakpo up top. Tommy, how are you, bro? Said, hoping for the best, but you can never underestimate Slot's ability to ruin our day. Yeah, but he can't have this one. He can't, Tommy. I've decided we're winning this, mate. I've decided we're getting a happy evening today. We need it. We need the result. We need the win. We need the confidence. It's this LFC of the Dutch national side playing Spurs. A little bit of both. A little bit of both. Just tuned in and whoa, this lineup is different. It is, yeah. It definitely, he's mixed it up for sure. But again, it's all about the result, right? Let's hope that we can make Spurs crumble because they're there for the beating. They've a hugely changed team. That back three, look, we should be chomping at the bit to have a go at Danzo, Dragusin and Porro. That should be, yeah, the boys should be excited about that. So Rio up against Porro. That's going to be interesting. If we fail to beat Spurs, I might go mad. Look, I don't even want to tell you how I'll react if we fail to beat Spurs because it won't be pleasant. You know, it won't. But I really think we will. I do. I'm going for my 4-1 prediction. And 4-1 prediction, I'm going for Florian Wirtz to score as well. So he gets changed out of his Liverpool gear back into his stupid Navy stuff again. Don't understand why he does that. Does the post or pre-match interview in his Liverpool gear, then gets changed into his Navy nonsense and then goes on the sideline. Logan, what is up, mate? Hope all is good with you. Watching from Turkey today. Thanks, Surfshark. Let's put a good result. Well, enjoy, Logan, and thank you for dropping in, bro. Appreciate you being with us. Shout out, Surfshark. Right, we're just about to get underway. We are underway. We've actually missed the kickoff there, thanks to Sky's cameraman. So, yeah, we're underway. They really, yeah, the 1 minute they were on Virgil, then the next minute the game was underway. But we are underway, and the Reds playing towards the cop end in the first half. Last time a team did this to us, I think it was West Ham. We beat them 5-2. So let's wait and see. Robbo, Gravenberch, Szoboszlai. So it is Frimpong, wide right straight away. Little ball to Wirtz. We'll sync up for everybody at 1 minute. But it is Frimpong that's on the right wing, which means Szoboszlai right back. Any other things that we need to pick up on? 1 sec. Spurs trying to play the way out here. They're at their own corner flag. Played off one of their own players for Liverpool throw-in. Right, ladies and gents, we're coming towards the 1 minute mark. It is 1 minute. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Right, ball out, switched out left side to Rio, who can't quite keep it in. Ball just a little bit too high. Goes out for a throw-in. I've noticed there are certain sections of the main stand that always have the same nationality in them. So there must be tour operators from certain countries that get blocks of seats. Because you often see the same nationalities in these blocks of seats around the main stand. I like Rio starting, but it's all just a mess, no sense, said Whitehammer. Well, let's hope we can make sense of it, bro. Jason Vlog said, I'm guessing he's sitting Canade, Salah, and Ekatike and Kirkes for the Champions League. Yes. He did say, though, that Ekatike only started training yesterday. So, that probably explains why he isn't starting. He wants to make sure he's fully fit for Wednesday night. Tell runs the ball out of play there for Spurs. Liverpool throw in now. Kind of just in line with the edge of the 18-yard box. So, I don't think there's any other surprises with the way the lads have lined up. Szoboszlai right back, Frimpong right wing, and Nemoa on the far side. Gomez and Gomez and Van Dijk's the centre back. So yeah, no other surprises in the lineup. They have lined up how we thought they would. Frimpong, nice ball in. The Gravenberg back to Frimpong now. He's got Jed Spence there with him. Frimpong goes back to Ryan Gravenberch. To Dom. Ball moved across. Liverpool have everybody inside the Spurs half now except Alisson. Robertson to Rio and Nemoa. Rio cuts in. Nothing on, goes back to Virgil. Virgil out to Andy Robertson. Maka. Again, Spurs with everybody back behind the ball and Liverpool moving it around, trying to probe a way through. Virgil's ball's intercepted by Archie Gray, though, brings it away for Spurs. Round the back of Szoboszlai, who manages to get in, get a touch, plays it to Alisson, who again has a dodgy clearance, but it finds its way to Wirtz. Frimpong inside to Florian Wirtz. He plays an outside of the foot pass to Verge. Robbo. Here goes Rio. To Virgil. Gomez. Frimpong now. Cuts inside. Go on, have a run. Have a run. Gravenberch looking for Frimpong. Frimpong out to the box. Spurs get a foot in. Maka switches up the play. Goes out wide left to Rio. Rio now. Go on, son. Have a run at him. Go on. Couple of step overs. Drop of the shoulder. Rio around the outside. The cross wasn't on, so he reverts back to Andy Robertson. Robbo puts in a cross now. It's cleared. McAllister to Frimpong. Frimpong puts in a low cross. Spurs clear it away. It's Tell. Solanke, he's brought down. Referee says, get up, nothing doing. Said Solanke was looking for the free kick. Szoboszlai to Frimpong. Frimpong puts in a deep cross. It's overhit though, and it goes behind for a Spurs goal kick. If diabetes was a person, it would be your ma. Is that what you're trying to say? Just say I'm fat and we get over it, draw, mate. Like I always say, I won't be fat for much longer, but you'll still be a loser, mate. So you just leave the big boy stuff to the big boy stuff. And yeah, you stay being a B-Tech troll on the internet. Good boy. If that's the best people have to throw at me is that I'm overweight, then I think I'm winning. And also, nowhere near diabetes, bro. Nowhere near. Blood levels are spot on. You'll be glad to know. Cholesterol spot on. All good. Itachi said, "Come on, Reds. Only a win is enough." Absolutely, it is. Oh, a bit messy there from the Reds. Ball goes out. Throw in. Just tuned in. What is with the lineup? Just resting a few people, I guess, Chris, with Wednesday in mind, and also giving some opportunities to some players like Rio. I'm delighted to see Rio get to start. If this team had let's say, had Ekatike through the centre, if he had have trained enough, then I think it would have been nearly spot on. Tell. He confuses himself with his footwork there, Tell, and it goes behind for a goal kick. Like, it never ceases to amaze me that people come in and go, "Oh, you're fat." So original. But like I said, it's way. It can go off. It can go away. It will go away. And I'll still be on top, and I'll still be sitting here smiling and happy. But if that's what you have to do each day when you get out of bed to try to make yourself feel better about your miserable poxy existence of a life, crack on. Imagine that though, genuinely. Imagine waking up every day and saying to yourself, I got to go online here to belittle people because that's all I have. I'd hate that. I wouldn't even wish that on my worst enemy. If my kids were like that, I'd be sad. There's a break and play here as Tell's getting a little bit of treatment. This is looking like concussion here, is it? I think they're just doing a quick check on Tell. Are they going to be forced into a concussion change here? Nothing wrong. You look healthy to me. I'm a little bit overweight. I am. There's no denying that, mate. But the way some people go on, you'd swear I wasn't able to walk up the stairs. But it's all they have, so I'll leave them to it. Maka spreads it across to Robertson. Robertson overhits that one, looking for Rio, and the ball goes out for a throw into Spurs' far side of the pitch. The guy who said just had diabetes, just another person who's Craig curious. Absolutely. Look, it honestly, the weight stuff never bothers me because it is what it is. I'm aware I'm overweight. Like, it's no problem. I'd much rather take being overweight than being genuinely ill with something. So, yeah, it is what it is. But that's all they have in their lives. Like I said, imagine being in that mindset every day. I feel sorry for those type of people. I get up every day trying to do something that makes me happy, and or make other people smile. It's far more it's a far more enjoyable way of living than going on the internet every day to try and shit on people. Oh, ball in behind to Wirtz. Wirtz now coming across, slips it into Gakpo. Oh, be the Lord. Yeah, that's less said about that shot from Cody, the better. It's a lovely pick out from Gravenberch, floats it in through the lines to Wirtz. Wirtz then runs centrally, slips it into Gakpo, and I think Cody forgot where the net was. Yeah. It was so bad, honestly. The shot was so bad. I think it was closer to the corner flag than it was the goal. But you could see he was kind of stumbling off balance when he hit it. Dragusin now for Spurs. That's his first 11 minutes has flown by. Dragusin, he clears it into midfield. Richarlison, ball in behind to Solanke. Solanke now. Oh, good defending, Andy Robertson. D'Souza, he pulls it back to the edge of the 6-yard box. D'Souza comes sliding in, but so does Andy Robertson, and Robertson manages with his trailing leg to clear that one, but that has to be a warning sign. Oh, Alisson forced into a big save there. Again from D'Souza. He rockets one from about 30 yards. Alisson goes flying across. Let's have a look. Oh, there was movement on that, I tell you. Look at this. There was definitely a bit of swaz on this. Oof. Alisson coming across, he almost out jumps it. Because there was that much swerve on the ball. It was dipping back towards the centre of the goal. Good save, Alisson. Good shot as well from D'Souza. Right. Spurs have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people, nearly 6 people in the 6-yard box. One on right on the edge of it. Corner delivered deep Free out, says the referee. Fell from, I think, Sarr. It was a deep corner, caused us problems. There was a header back across goal, but the ref deemed there was a foul in there. Header was blocked actually on the line by, I think, Gomez. Ball into the right channel now from Liverpool. Frimpong up against Jed Spence. Jeremy gets there first, but Spence gets a foot in and it goes out for a Liverpool throw-in. Right. Dom throws it back to Joe Gomez. To Virgil. I hate that we go backwards from throw-ins. It does my head in. You're in and around the edge of the 18-yard box area with a throw-in, and we're back in our own half now within a couple of passes. Robertson. Out to Rio. Nobody out there to give him any options. He goes back to Andy Robertson. Back out to Rio. Robertson's got an underlap and run here. Robertson tries to flick it around the corner. Maka gets there on the edge of the box, wins it back. Gravenberch now, wide left. He pulls it back to Maka. Maka plays on a ball in behind, but it's too close to Vicario, and the Spurs keeper has it. Always, Craig, backwards and sideways FC. It's just so frustrating because you get into their half and you've got to throw in the edge of the box. Why not try and get it into the area? Wirtz now. Oh, unlucky. Tries to skip past a couple of challenges. Archie Gray gets a foot in though, clears it. Wirtz scrambling back now. He goes back to Allison. Allison out to Szoboszlai. Man on. Back to Ali, who puts the boot through it and launches it long. Wirtz gives chase. Dragusin's back there as well. He goes back to his keeper. Back to Dragusin. Wirtz goes to put pressure on. Dragusin clears it long. Tell battling with it. He fouled Szoboszlai. Free kick Liverpool. 1994 Sports Fanatic said, would be on brand for Liverpool to save Spurs from relegation. Didn't we beat Spurs at Anfield last year to clinch the title? Slot ball is psyop. Yes, we did 5-2 if my memory is right. I know we went behind, I think, early doors and Maka scored a belter if my memory's right. But yes, that was the game that clinched it. I'd really like to see Rio, Ekitike, Wirtz. I don't think Gakpo makes the most of having Rio get crosses in. So Chris, thank you, Chris. Rio, Ekitike, Wirtz. Yeah, I think for the manager, he was saying that Ekitike only started training yesterday after the Gala game, so probably didn't want to risk him with Isak being out as well and that huge game on Wednesday night. Oh, it's 5-1. Sorry, 5-1, not 5-2. Apologies. Thanks for correcting me on that one. But yeah, that worked out such a lovely afternoon, that one. You know, because especially going, I think did we go 1-0 down in that one? I think we were 1-0 down. Thinking, here we go. And then to just coast it in the end was lovely. Again, Liverpool looking to put pressure on. Goes back to Vicario. Vicario launches it long upfield. Szoboszlai heads it back to Allison. Well done, Dom. Jaden, sending love from South Africa. Appreciate you, bro. Love right back to you. Hope you're having a nice weekend. Right. 16 and a half minutes in. Still nothing really happening in this one. No real golden chances at either end to speak of. Allison goes long with the clearance. Second balls, boys. Come on. Maka does well. Still Maka. Free kick. Oh, Szoboszlai going to have a semi on with this one. Maka carries the ball, tries to bundle his way into the penalty area, gets brought down. And the referee rightly says Archie Gray clipped him. You can see his right foot coming across here. Oh, he doesn't touch him. He doesn't touch him. Maka bought that one. Maka bought that free kick. Didn't touch him. Right, free kick. Perfect Dominik Szoboszlai area. It's about 25 yards out. Left of centre of the 18-yard box. Right, here we go. Dom. Golazzo! Dom scores again. Oh my days. Dominik Szoboszlai. Wow. Another one. Another one. I feel like I'm DJ Khaled here. Another one. Dominik Szoboszlai. Woo! Oh, it's like getting a penalty every time Dom gets a free kick. 1-0. Maka buys the free kick and then Dominik Szoboszlai buries it and the Reds take the lead. And you know what? We don't blame on the sunshine. We don't blame on the moonlight. Don't blame on the good times. Blame it on a boogie. Go on. 1-0. Oof. I'll tell you what. Vicario should have done better. Yeah. Vicario should have done better. I'll take it though. Dom gets it up and down over the wall, but Vicario should have done better with that. As a former keeper, I'm telling you, that was 3 yards inside the post. He should have done better with it, but I'll take it. 1-0. Remember when we used to think Trent was good at free kicks until Dominik Szoboszlai started taking them, and then we realised, oh my days. Wow. We'll take that. Can't take credit for this. Slot ball equals stop ball, said 1994 sports fanatic. Thank you, my friend. Appreciate you. Checky, appreciate you. Right, ladies and gentlemen. 1-0 up. Nearly at the 20-minute mark. Now let's hope we can push on and make Spurs pay. Kinski is a little smirk on his face thinking, I would have saved that. Yes, Dom, but how are we struggling defensively? Are we struggling defensively? I don't know if we are. I mean, look, they have some pacey players, fair enough, but I don't know if we're struggling. Right, if we can grab another one now, this could be anything. Another set-piece goal, by the way. Oh, I love that from Ryan. Drop of the shoulder. Hit it, son. Oh! Unlucky. Unlucky. Gravenberch lets the ball roll across him in midfield. It's just beautiful. Ball comes in. Look at that. He just lets it roll across him, then drives forward. Hits a strike. Ooh. Maybe 1.5 yards over the bar. He tried to pick out top bins, but a little bit too much on it. But lovely. Love the way he let that ball roll across his body. Stellar. Power. Szoboszlai, says Chad. Yeah. It's still having a penalty, mate, isn't it? When you get a free kick, it's crazy. Obviously, Anfield now rises at the 20-minute mark in memory of Diogo. Ball in behind. Spence battling with Frimpong, but the ball goes out. Throw into Spurs. A Tomahawk missile. Oh, I love that, Bradley. We love that. Tomahawk. Perfect. I am absolutely robbing that, sir. A Tomahawk missile. There we go. Right. Throw it to Spurs. Tell. Plays it inside. Gomez steps in, wins that. Frimpong now. Plays it in to Gakpo. He's been dragged down. Referee says free kick Liverpool. Halfway inside the Spurs half, right hand side. Craig, recency bias to say Dom is our best ever free kick taker. Can't think of anyone other than Stevie to compare that in my life. So I don't have the stats to back it up, Chris, but I don't remember anybody being as proficient as Dom has been with regards to percentages of shooting free kicks. At least in my memory, anyway. It seems to be he's on about 1 out of 2 at this point. It's crazy. Cross in from Dom. Defended by Spurs at the back post. Ball breaks out to Rio. Gomez. Wirtz. Maka back to Wirtz. He goes back to Dom. Takes a touch. Puts in another deep cross. It'll go all the way through to Rio and Nemoa, who can't quite keep the ball in play, unfortunately. And it goes out for a Spurs throw-in. Slot deserves credit for that goal. Sure, why not? Right. Spurs hook it away again. Liverpool throw-in. Welsh Dragon, how are we, mate? Nice to see you in. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, folks. If you are new to the channel, please do hit the button. It really helps us out on our journey towards, well, we're trying to chase down 500,000. Szoboszlai into Wirtz. Back to Szoboszlai. Gomez spreads one out left side. Again, it's a little bit overhit though, and it goes behind. It'll be a Spurs goal kick. Off topic, but have you seen the Six Nations? Yeah, we talked about it a little bit earlier on. It was a crazy day yesterday. It's probably the most enjoyable from a neutral perspective Six Nations I can remember in a long time. But yeah, heartbreaking from an Irish perspective to see Wales score that penalty right at the end. Not Wales, excuse me, France score that penalty right at the end to break Irish hearts. But again, I didn't have many expectations of England getting that over there anyway. But yeah, good Six Nations overall though. Gomez to Verge. 25 minutes on the clock now at Anfield. Liverpool 1-0 up via Dominik Szoboszlai free kick. Gakpo plays the ball off Tell. Liverpool throw in. Dom to Joe. Virgil. Robbo again. Looks for Rio. Rio brings it under control. Cuts in field. Goes back. Yes, Rio. Glides past a few challenges. Plays a ball out to Frimpong. Lovely football, Rio. Frimpong to Dom. Love that speedy footwork from young Rio. Porro heads it away. Virgil back out to Wirtz now, who's dropped into the left channel. Rio back to Wirtz. Maka to Cody Gakpo. He tries a strike. It's blocked and it ricochets out for a Liverpool throw-in. Just back from rugby. Love to see the Reds winning. Oh, Alec, if you haven't seen the free kick, it's a beauty as well from Dom. Not quite as good as the other ones he scored, but a beauty nonetheless. Up and down over the wall. Gomez. Szoboszlai. Back into Virgil. Rio miscontrols that one. It goes out under his foot now for a throw-in. There's one thing I've noticed when Rio picks up the ball is there's nobody really running into the space behind the fullback to give him an option. or to even drag a defender out to allow Rio to drift inside. When he picks up the ball, I'd like to see somebody taking a defender out of his way by making a run out wide. Danzo to Gray into Solanke. He goes to ground, gets the free kick halfway inside the Spurs half. Gray, Danzo, Porro. He plays the ball in. Joe reads it well though and intercepts it ahead of Dominik Solanke. Robbo, Maka, good football. Nice little football there to play their way out. Szoboszlai now. If he looks left, you see Rio in a load of space. Yeah, there's the ball. Good ball from Maka out to Rio. Rio thinks in a cross, headed away, breaks the dom on the edge of the box. He rolls it out to Wirtz. Wirtz, Frimpong, Wirtz. Again, it's intricate stuff, but we don't get the shot away. Tell now spins wide. Szoboszlai's there with him. Stand up, Dom. Don't foul. Stand up. Well in, Wirtz. Great tracking back from Florian Wirtz to win that ball. Well done, Flo. Szoboszlai to Virgil. Robertson back to Ali. Gravenberch to Virgil. Gakpo. Come on, where are you? Oh, where is he? There he is. I have to say, so far I'm not enjoying Gakpo through the middle. He's not really able to get himself involved in the game thus far. Right, Spurs free kick. It's about 15-20 yards inside the Liverpool half, right hand side. Spurs look like they're going to go direct with this. Liverpool holding the line a couple of yards ahead of the edge of the 18-yard box. They go short actually with the free kick, Spurs. Jed Spence, he eventually pings it out left hand side, overhits it, and it goes out for a Liverpool throw in. Right, boys. Let's grab a second before half time and then Spurs will start to unravel. Remember, a win today puts us up in the 4th place. Szoboszlai knocks it forward, but there's nobody there. Porro gathers it for Spurs, plays it in behind looking for Richarlison, but Alisson comes out and gathers it. Ali tried to pick out Robertson, but Porro got back and managed to regain possession. Liverpool have it now though in the left channel with Gakpo. Puts in a cross. Oh, it's good defending. It's a good ball that from Cody. Unlucky Liverpool corner though. Dom must be one of the most wanted players in the Premier League. Probably, he should be. He's he's having a great season. Liverpool corner anyway. Let's see if we can work something from this one. Come on, Joe. This is your moment, Joe. Come on, get yourself that goal. Right, Dom to take the corner. Ball in. Spurs headed away. Gravenberch knocks it back in. Verge flicks it on. Headed away by D'Souza. Tell, he heads it back to Rio. Tell going in the wrong direction. Szoboszlai back across to Frimpong. Gravenberch. Virgil staying up so far. Szoboszlai. Wirtz. Virgil still up. Rio. Wirtz. Back over the top looking for Rio. Can't quite keep it in. It goes behind for a Spurs goal kick. Save the flavour. Said in fourth as the table stands now. Hello, Craig. Much love. Much love back to you, my friend. Yeah. If we see this out, finish the weekend in fourth, that won't be too shabby. Did I say shabby or shabby? I think I did. I think I almost said shabby. Out of, well, you know. That's not too shabby, or is it? Danzo. Back to Vicario. Dragusin. Ball in looking for Tell. Yes, Ryan. Lovely football from Ryan to win that. Szoboszlai slips it in to Wirtz. Wirtz rolls it across to Rio. Man on! Rio shot's blocked and it ricochets back to Richarlison. De Souza. He goes to the ground. He's on the floor. Sorry. Taxi! Sabrina! Did you say you wanted to make me a coffee? You know, it being Mother's Day and all, I don't want to ruin it for you by not letting you make me a coffee. I thought you were going to the game.
I didn't get there.
Sharka arrived back, huge bunch of flowers, box of chocolates, 2 bottles of wine, yeah?
Yeah, never mind. I don't know what I said.
Sounds about right.
It's like, yeah.
What was that? You want me to dress up like Dominik Szoboszlai later? I'll give it a go, love. I'll give it a go. It is Mother's Day after all. Yeah, I've got the cornrows ready to go.
Oh, God, no. Oh, no, they might be pulled so tight out of your faces.
Oh, we want to talk about things needing a lift, do we? We want to talk about items of our bodies needing a lift. We want to go down that road, do we? All right there, floor titties. Off you go. Free kick to Liverpool. Wide right. Cross in. Headed away by Dragusin. A game? What's a game? Ah, a game. Yes, I love Homer as well. Maka, again, doing bits on the edge of the box. Gakpo! Oh, it's hit the post! Oh, unlucky. Maka bundled his way into the 18-yard box. Ball then comes to Gakpo. He rifles a shot and it touched onto the post, I think, by the keeper. Oof. Did he even get a touch on that? He did, you know, yeah. Good save that by Vicario. Got a little touch onto the post. Throw in Spurs, far side. 9 minutes left in the first half. Jaden, thank you, man. Appreciate you. Dragusin. Dispense. He drifts in field. Yes, Robbo. Robbo chests it back to Allison, who then flings it back out to Andy Robertson. I figured out something.
Did you?
Yeah, if I put 2 mops on both your nipples, then we can, you know, we can go around mopping floors at the same time as you not wearing a bra. Win-win. Wax on, wax off. Wax on, wax off.
Oh, $50 then after coming in saying, in a grumpy voice. Then proceeded to go upstairs. Send me a message from upstairs asking me if I'd seen crisps and asking me to bring them up for her.
Happy Mother's Day, though.
Yeah. Yeah.
Frimpong, thank you for the coffee. Frimpong, oh, just wide. You're one away from sleeping on the sofa tonight. Now. Come on now. You should know better than that at this point. My wife can absolutely give as much as she gets. Oh, seen that Dom free kick again. It's like a cheat code. He doesn't sleep. Exactly, Jacob. Yeah, now you're getting it. I do sleep, just not at the same time as other people. Dragusin, he's dispossessed by Frimpong. To Maka. Oh, unlucky. Maka's having a decent game today, you know. Managed to fool the referee into giving a free kick that Dom scored from. Couple of little bursts into the 18-yard box as well. Bit more of a competitive display this from Maka. What time do I normally sleep? Probably get to sleep somewhere between 6 and 7 a.m. And then probably get up at about 2. Maka. Wirtz. Spreads it out wide to Frimpong. Jeremy keeps it in. Brings it under control. Cuts infield. Back to Szoboszlai. Grafenberch. Out to Rio now. Cuts infield. Oh, he tries to roll it across the 18-yard box, but didn't look up to see if there was a Liverpool player there. Alisson. Back to Virgil. Spurs players getting in each other's way here. They just about play it out. Tell has it now. Spence goes on the overlap, but Tell cuts infield. Now he switches it out looking for Tell. Szoboszlai's there though. He goes back to Alisson. Alisson's forced into a hurried clearance with his left foot. And the ball goes behind for a throw-in. Excuse me, it goes out for a throw-in. Dragusin now. To Sarr. Archie Gray. Just under 5 to go in the first half. Craig, who'd be the perfect fit as a number 10? Wirtz. He's our 10. Well, he wears 7, but he's our number 10 in regards to the playing style. Again, long ball. Ali gives him a shout. Joe Gomez lets it bounce through and Ali gathers it. Robbo. Out to Rio. Rio goes past 2 men easily. Well done, Rio. Good football, young man. Maka. Back out to Rio. Little 1-2 at Robertson. McAllister. To Dom. To Florian Wirtz. Rio around the outside. He's fouled, surely, referee. Yeah, free kick. Rio's push. Clear as day. I tell you what, Porro is just constantly looks like someone's pissed in his cornflakes. Does he ever not moan? He's the Spurs Bruno Fernandes without the talent. Go on, Rio. Rio with his early days Snoop Dogg haircut. Suits him. Well, he's actually hanging on the edge of the box here in a bit of space, unmarked at the minute. Look, he's in the shooting distance. Roll that out to Rio. Ref, get out of the way. Dom rifles into the 6-yard box, headed away by Jed Spence. Honestly, I think he should have rolled that to Rio. Rio, 10 yards of space on the edge of the box. Dom puts in another deep cross. Virgil nods it down. Virgil, all the way across the front of the goal. Rio gathers at the other side. Go on, Rio. To Wirtz. Wirtz, little ball in. Robertson now. He's getting dizzy so far forward, Andy Robertson. I think he's given a goal kick there, has he? Craig, I don't think it'd be much different if you were the manager instead of Slot. Just more shouting and even more predictable tactics. Even more predictable tactics? How do you know how I'd manage? I'd be managing far more aggressively than he manages, I can tell you that. Yeah, we'd be a lot more entertaining to watch if I was the manager. I promise you that, mate. I'm sure tactically, yes, he absolutely would have my number, but I promise you we'd be playing better brand of football if I was in charge. Oh, Richarlison free header. Just drops the other side of the post again. A warning sign. Okay, we need to wake up. There'd definitely be more patching. Patching? I'll be patching up everything, I would. More passion. Probably a bit of patching as well, yeah. My tactics would be run to the edge of the 18-yard box and throw yourself onto the ground as quickly as possible to get Dom into a free kick position. We'd be doing coaching sessions on how to win free kicks on the edge of the box. They're bringing in stuntmen trying to teach lads how to fall properly and all. Wirtz. Richarlison. Got his head up and just clucked it too long. At least Craig would wear our colours. You're damn right I would. If I was Liverpool manager, I'd be out there today in that new retro gear. Strolling around, tracky bottoms, 1996 retro sweatshirt on. Gomez to Dom. Hi Craig and everyone. This only proves the fans that Slot should have and could have used Rio much more early in the season. Look at the kid play. So exciting. Fans love him. Rio going places. He definitely is. He's a huge talent. Again. Spurs scrambling back. There was 2 minutes added on the end of the first half. We've about 30 seconds of that left before we hit the half-time mark. Dragusin, back to Vicario. This scoreline makes me a bit nervous. I know we're ahead, that's great, don't get me wrong, but I want a second as quickly as possible here. Szoboszlai to Virgil. That's a misplaced ball straight to Pape Sarr. Tell. Tell plays the ball to himself. And then Frimpong goes back and wins Spurs a corner, or gives Spurs a corner, I should say. There they are. Enjoy it, lads. Spurs fans, enjoy a visit to the old Anfield, lads. You'll only be getting us in cup games next year when you're in the Championship. Big day out up at the big club. Tell now with the corner. Alisson forced into another worldly save. Lads, we're back to defending shit from set pieces again. Ball comes in, and I think it's Richarlison. He pulls out to the edge of the 6-yard box. Nobody marks him. Nobody fought. Look at the state of that. Look at the fucking state of that marking. Nobody. Richarlison just strolls off to the edge of the 6-yard box. Nobody near him. Gets a free header that thankfully Alisson saves. Just nonsense. The way we set up to defend set pieces is ridiculous. There's no accountability to the way we defend. Honestly, it's ridiculous. Why does he not go man for man? I don't understand it. You can even do a hybrid model. But yeah, again, for me with this zonal marking, it removes accountability from it. I don't like it. Anyway, it is half time, ladies and gents, and the Reds are leading by 1-0. That goal coming from the right boot of Dominik Szoboszlai. Free kick up and down over the wall. Vicario got a hand in it but couldn't keep it out. And at half time, it hasn't been a great game, let's be honest with it. A few bright spots for us. Rio and Nemoa looking good out on that left side. I think Maka has had a good 45 minutes as well, but not creating enough chances. We're just not creating enough. We always put our smallest player against their main target. Yeah, again, you're not wrong. I've seen too many times Maka marking 6'3", 6'4" players. I missed a heavy metal footy. That defender was shocking, no more than the Reds. Is this a bad set of players or just an unorganised team? I mean, it's very difficult to really answer that question without knowing the tactics, without knowing what the manager's asked of them. We know this group have more in them. We know that they can play a quicker, higher paced brand of football. But we're not seeing it. And whether that's under instruction or whether that's, players out of form or aging, I guess we don't know the answer to that because we don't know the instructions that they're being given. But it's not a brand of football that is enjoyable to watch. It just isn't. But I'm happy we're winning the game, don't get me wrong. But yeah, it's just, whatever it is he's trying to do, it isn't what he talks about. It isn't this total football. It isn't killing teams with possession. I don't know. But look, I'll take it. We're ahead. But next goal, it's a big one. We need to make sure we score the second. The stadium atmosphere is dead. We counter, then it slows right down. The only interesting player is Wirtz and Rio. Yeah, and look, Wirtz is lively, picking up nice little pockets of space. But like I've said, I have to give Maka his flowers today. I think Maka's been quite good. Certainly making things happen on the edge of the box. Always there when we're trying to create something. Frimpong, I don't know. I'm not convinced with him on the right-hand side. Because as much as we talk about Cody a lot about going too much inside. I think Frimpong's too tempted to go outside. And I'd like to see him mix it up a little bit more in attack. Arthur said, man, I hope Szoboszlai gets extended. He's my next jersey purchase, especially if do the early 90s candy-inspired shirt for the 26-27 campaign. I do think Dom signs. I really do. I think he'll be the next one in my guesstimation, but I'm very confident we get an extension sorted with him. Stevie Boy said this has 1-1 draw written all over it if we don't create anything. I understand that nervousness. I do. I just, I hope we can bag the second goal in the first 10, 15 minutes of the second half. Then as Spurs push and push and push, I hope we can pick them off. But yeah, I get why you're nervy about it. We haven't created much in that first half. Gakpo had a good shot that was touched onto the post. It was a good save from Vicario. Horrible, boring football from us. No shape, style, or plan. Another shit show, said Derek. I wouldn't call this as boring as some other games. Would you not? I would. Genuinely, I would. I'm not trying to be a smart arse. Take out the set piece goal. What else? Like, there's one shot I can think of from Gakpo. But other than that, it's not been particularly high intensity football. And I think that's the key thing with us. Whatever about the style or the way Arna wants us to play, if we're not playing with a high enough intensity and we aren't pressing high up the pitch, I don't like it. I don't find it an easy watch. And in the Premier League, I think you do need to be on top of your game physically. Watching this free kick back again, and yeah, it's just poor from Vicario. It's poor in every sense of the word from the keeper. Yeah, it's just not great. He doesn't spring off strong enough either, Vicario. Nor does he get a strong enough hand on it. Watching it again. Yeah, I'm sorry, lads. That keeper should be saving that. If this was Alisson and that went in, I'd be very disappointed. But Dom did his bit, put it on target. He puts Rio on. Who has he got on the field to help him? There's nobody making runs. So when Rio picks up the ball wide, what I'd like to see happen is either Gakpo pulls into the channel towards the corner or Robbo underlaps on a run. That gives the fullback something to think about. You either follow, somebody has to follow the player that makes the run, which creates a bit of space for Rio to attack. So a little bit more of that I'd like to see when Rio's in possession. Just somebody making a run to try and take a defender away. Paro said, you might disagree, Craig. We've been shocking the first half considering the pace of our play. We could be 3 or 4 up if we played with intensity. Rio needs to play more. The guy's magnificent. I don't really disagree with too much of that, to be honest. The announcers on the telly said that Anfield was really quiet during the first half. Look, do you want the honest answer to why? Some people will tell you it's foreigners or day trippers or whatever. I'm going to tell you why I think Anfield isn't as lively as it should be. And it starts with at and ends in Arna. Because that's why. Because nobody buys into it. Like, I can only repeat this same point so many times, but you can't force Liverpool fans to get behind the manager or the brand of football when there's nothing to get involved in. And that's it. That's why the stadium is quiet. Because nobody is bought in to the way he's trying to play. Nobody feels excited going to the games. Nobody feels on the edge of their seat. Nobody leaves the stadium, like Klopp said in 2016, looking forward to come back to the next game. That's it. And, that's my take on it anyway. Others might think differently, but I'm pretty strong in my condemnation of the manager. And no matter what the club tried to say, no matter what the calculator kid and Richard Hughes, no matter what they briefed to the media, no matter how many times Ornstein says something, it's not going to change the fact that people just are not behind this manager. And whatever they want to say, look, the proof of the pudding's in the eating. We know what Anfield's like on a big game, a 4:30 kickoff on a Sunday on Sky, but it's slop ball and nobody's buying into it. Would you agree? Or do you think there's another reason for it? Colin, how are we, dude? Said, need another goal to kill them off. I'm saying 4-0. I'll take that. I went 4-1 in my preview. I mean, I would say it's possible because we've seen second halves with a lot of goals in them, but I think 3-1 maybe is more plausible, or 3-0. Calculator Kid is hilarious. I honestly, I'm gonna tell you how that came about, Claire. Sometimes when I come up with a nickname, people think I'm too harsh. So I sat there a few weeks ago and I thought, I've got to come up with something to talk about Edwards. Something that I can nickname him that I can't be accused of being scummy about. So one day I'm sitting here and I'm just thinking, the Calculator Kid. It just popped into my head. And I thought, that's it. That's what I'm calling him now. Calculator Kid. No Preston. A bit slow, boring football slot out, said James Hart. Just come here to say, as I do every game, get rid of the Muppet in charge, said Daniel. That's no way to speak about Connor. Time to learn pronouncing Rio and Nemoa. Name correct for everyone. He deserves a Gravenberts too. His name is slaughtered in every commentary. It's Nemoa. I don't know how it's been slaughtered. That's the pronunciation of his name, is Nemoa. See, what you didn't do there was give anyone the pronunciation. So if you'd like to correct us, at least tell us what you'd like, what phonetically, what way you'd like it said. Pancake Friday. Craig, you've been awesome and I've loved listening for almost a year. Today I'm officially joining. Appreciate you. Welcome. Thank you so much for your support. Really means a lot. But every time I say your name, I'm starving because I love pancakes. I can see what's going to happen second half. He's going to take off Rio, put Gakpo on the left. Ekatike comes on, scores too. I mean, I wouldn't say no to that. Craig, can you mention our midfield, please? We're so weak. Need a ball winner. Ricky, I've talked about that quite a bit, and you're not wrong. I think our midfield is often too nicey nice, and I don't think we have enough horrible bastards in there. That's, but to be fair, I want to give Macca his flowers today because I do think Macca's been at it today. Ryan has had some good moments as well in the middle of the park, but you're not wrong. We do need a horrible, horrible bastard in the middle of the park to break up play and just put a bit of physicality in there. Craig, that cup needs a stir, mate. All the good stuff stuck to the bottom. Is it? I don't know. I was just grateful to get a coffee, to be honest with you. But, is it? I don't know. Maybe it is. Maybe you're right. We'll give it a little shake. See if we can do something with it for the last mouthful. Canaldo Henrik, welcome to Anfield Agenda FC, bro. Thank you so much for becoming a member. Pancakes are elite, Billy Beckner. Oh, dude, I love a pancake. Nobody else in my house likes them, though, which is really sad. But yeah, when I go over to Canada in September, I'm on pancakes every day. Every day in Canada for breakfast, pancakes every day. I don't eat breakfast over here, but when I go over to America or Canada, straight on the pancake train. Crepes are American style. Depends when I'm having them. For breakfast, American style. Definitely the big thick ones. Wes, Craig, how confident are you we qualify for the Champions League? I'm pretty sure we will. Wes, probably at about 90%. Yeah, just with Villa being dragged back into it now as well, that gives us a chance. Like, basically, it's going to come down to us, Villa, Chelsea, and two teams are going to get it. And I would back us to be more consistent, as bad as we have been, than either of those two sides. So, yeah, I think we will. I think we'll get in. But what I don't agree with, Wes, is that in any way that makes it an acceptable season for the manager. This narrative that's doing the rounds, I just don't agree with. I really don't. Finishing 4th or 5th isn't an acceptable season. It's just getting away with it. What's this I'm looking at? Igor Tudor thinking he saw a slot. Yeah, it does look like he thought he saw a slot, all right. What's this one? Florian Wirtz versus Wolves. 7 is the only Liverpool player to complete more take-ons in a Premier League game this season than Rio Nemoa in the first half, who had 6. And he finished the half with a 100% take-on success rate, said Squawka. And thank you, Keane, for sending that on to me. If we draw this game, Craig, and Wirtz and Rio on, but we aren't drawing it, Derek, we're winning it. So let's wait and see what happens, and then we'll figure it out. Angie, how are we, my friend? Said, Liverpool is my life, and this slot ball isn't helping my depression in any way. I get where you're coming from, Angie. It's tough to watch. Like, I read back that comment from Kloppo in 2016, talking about wanting fans leaving the stadium excited for the next game. And that's not how we feel at the minute. Right, we're underway. Second half. Remember, the Reds are attacking the Annie Road end this half. No changes made by the manager. So let's see how we get on second half. Maka, Gomez plays it off Solanke and it drops to Richarlison. He plays it out wide right. Porro comes across to gather it. Rio should start more, just worried about fitness. Yeah, it's a tough balancing act, definitely, Andreas. You want to give the young lad, a taste of first team action. You want to, it's good to see fans excited, but I'll never really push back too much against the manager that's measured in bringing through a young player. It is a tough balancing act to strike. I do think Arna's been a little bit reluctant this year with Rio, but certainly you do want to see younger players protected. It is important. You don't want them overplayed too young, but I do think he's been just, a little bit too protective. Gomez across to Virgil. Lads, they want to sort out these clocks. I swear to God, somehow my clock's 6 seconds ahead of Sky. And I only started the clock when the ball kicked off. So I'm going to pause this. I don't know how they get their clock so poor. Because I started my clock as soon as Spurs kicked off. And somehow there was 7 seconds difference between the Sky clock and mine. Rio on another run. That's a penalty. No! I want to see a replay of that. Rio goes to ground. Referee says nothing doing. D'Souza wants some book. Let's have a look. Turns him inside out. Can't really see it from that angle. I mean, he gets him twice. Knee to knee and then his ankle on the way down. That looked like he hit him knee to knee and then clipped his ankle as he was already on the way down. Have I missed that? Because I see knee to knee, then Rio's going down. As he's going down, D'Souza then catches his ankle. Ball back with Vicario now. G is silent, rest is similar to Aloha. Yeah, that's what I've been saying. So it's just Nemoa. It's not Engamoa, it's just Nemoa. Cool. Appreciate that. Sincerely, appreciate it. Love that we're winning, but my God, Gakpo's awful, said Michael. He's not got into this game really much at all, Michael. I get where you're coming from. I mean, he's doing a job at centre forward, but let's be honest, it feels like we're playing a centre forward light. That we don't have a centre forward out there because Gakpo's almost dropping deep like a 10. No pen. We should have had one. How is that not a pen? No ball contact at all. For me, I seen knee on knee. I seen him hitting the two knees, and then as Rio was falling down, I seen De Sousa, his leg catching his ankle. But again, it is what it is. Long throw in. Verge heads it away clear. Spurs recycle it. Porro pings a diag. Offside flag goes up though. Against Richarlison, free kick to Liverpool. Craig, your opinion on Penny, please. I don't know who Penny is. Are you talking about on the penalty? I think it was a penalty. If that's what you mean, I think it was a penalty. That's my view of it. At least from the two replays I'd seen, to me it looked like there was contact. Oh, ball through. Rio now cuts inside. Rio, oh, unlucky. Unlucky. Tries to pick out the far corner, just a little bit too much elevation on it as he's leaning back as he strikes it. But unfortunate, getting into good positions again though. Ball came through from Frimpong running down the right wing. Goes all the way across the penalty area. Rio cuts inside. Oof, unlucky. Let's have a look at it from this angle. Yeah, he's just kind of cuts across the ball, doesn't he? Doesn't get enough curl on it. Gomez. He plays it out left side to Robbo. Maka. Rio. Look at Gakpo. He's not even playing on the shoulder. Get the fuck up. Get on the shoulder of Dragusin, for God's sake. There you are. No, keep pushing up. Stay on the shoulder of Dragusin, Cody. Robertson. Now, Cody, behind him. Dip in behind him. Go in between him. Behind him. He just doesn't have the movements of a centre forward. Ball in from Rio. Headed away by Danzo. Maka steps in to win it back and does so. Gives it to Frimpong. Gakpo. Maka. Wirtz. Out left to Rio. Again, somebody attacked the space. Right, Wirtz, drop into that pocket. Rio, strike! Ooh, Vicario saves it. Yeah, I was looking at the movement there of Cody Gakpo and a couple of times. He just doesn't have the instinct. He should be getting around the back of... He should be trying to split the centre-backs. But he's not. He's playing in front of Dragusin. Here comes Jeremy. Meep, meep. Mac is playing poorly today. I respectfully disagree. I think Mac is having a good game. Wirtz, a little bit wide, that little bit too much on it for Rio. Wirtz again. Slips it in, looking for Maka. A little bit too much weight on the ball. And Archie Gray plays it off McAllister. Chad said, I still think Frimpong makes the best crosses. He does, and he knows to cross the ball early, Chad, which I like about Frimpong. He doesn't waste time. When he gets round a man and gets half a yard, bang, cross goes in. He definitely knows how to get crosses in. This is why I think Isak will benefit from having Frimpong in. Oh, Allison comes out, sweeper keeper. I think when Isak comes back in, he'll greatly benefit from from Jeremy Frimpong putting in those balls. Any update on Leone's rehab? There was a little bit I'd seen last week. Said that he was progressing really well, has impressed a lot in rehab, and has started doing little bits and pieces. But again, we're expecting nothing really with Leone this season. But yeah, progression is quite good, and apparently the sports science team and the rehab team have been really, really impressed with just how focused he's been on getting back. Richarlison forces Alisson into a huge save. How did Virgil not get the better of Richarlison there? Let's have a look at this. So it's onside. Ball bounces through. Virgil's on the wrong side, and then he's basically just trying to lean on Richarlison to put him off. And Richarlison falls backwards, gets a shot away, but Alisson makes the save. I think Virgil did just enough there. He was just on the right side of the law, Virgil, there with regards to the weight and the... What's Richarlison doing looking for a penalty? They both had an armful of each other. Virg was just a bit stronger. Here comes Xavi Simons off now. So Sousa off, Xavi Simons on. Right, here comes the corner from Spurs. Ball in, headed away by Joe. Second ball back in edge of the box. Xavi Simons strike. Alisson keeps it in. Rolls it out to Szoboszlai. Liverpool look to counter. Look at Wirtz. Fuck me. He was in acres of space. Right, Rio. Take him on. There you go. Ball across. Dragusin clears it. Dom didn't get his head up. If he sees that early, Wirtz is in. He's in. And the margin of error on the pass was huge. Outside of the right foot. If he gets his head up, watch the replay back. If Dominik Szoboszlai gets his head up, he can see Wirtz is in acres of space. Rio again, back to Wirtz. Dom gets it out of his feet, tries a strike from distance. Ball bounce. Why is Gravenberch letting that bounce, by the way? Comes away with the ball, slips it in looking for Frimpong. Spence tackles him, corner Liverpool. It's shameful that without Szoboszlai's goal, this would still be a draw. Yeah, it's not great, Suleiman. It's just another lifeless performance. But thankfully, we are just about ahead. Yeah. It's getting harder and harder to see Arna turning this around. You know, results-wise, if we get the win, fair enough. But it's been another performance that you think against the team that are in free fall in the Premier League at the minute, this would have been a real confidence builder, but it hasn't been that yet. Bird's directing exactly where he wants them to go with this. He wants them to go short. Back to Wirtz. Cross comes in then from Dom, but his cross is blocked. And the referee says illegally. He said it was a hand in there, so free kick to Liverpool wide right. Salah being sent to warm up. Frimpong's pace is absolutely insane. 31 months strong. Appreciate you, Mr. Lorrigan. Kieran, appreciate you, sir. And yeah, he's got blistering pace. Right, another free kick. Played in from Dom. Dragusin again. First one, get his head on it. Spence then plays it off in Nemoa, and it's a throw into Spurs. Stevie Boy said, are the Chuckle Brothers watching this? Now you have me thinking, Chuckle Vision. I'm sure they are, Stevie Boy, yeah. I'm sure they're giving each other pats on the back and booking in the next round table as we speak. Is the atmosphere still shocking, by the way, inside the stadium? Because obviously I watch the games with no audio on, so is the atmosphere still shocking? Because, you know, sometimes you can tell it doesn't look great. Szoboszlai. Very quiet, said Motorhome Dreamer. Dead silent. Lee says, yep, and yet someone says pretty good today. See, this is why I get confused. Is it quiet or is it loud? Because most people are saying it's quiet. Slaw has killed Soft Kitty. He has, Peter. It's been a while since we gave the old Soft Kitty, Warm Kitty, Little Ball of Fur. Yeah, it's been a while. Lulls of quiet and moaning. Can hear more Spurs fans. Ouch. Love you, Craig, said Aidan. Right back at you, Aidan. Thank you for your support, my man. Appreciate you. Soft kitty, warm kitty, little ball of fur. Happy kitty, sleepy kitty. We could say score, 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 but we're not. I've decided every time Rio Engamoa scores, I'm going to sing Soft Kitty. That's my new celebration song for Rio. So if Rio scores, we're getting Soft Kitty out again, just to annoy the wife. Rio, back to Robbo. Craig, do you think there is... who do you think is better between Rio and Dowman? I honestly wouldn't know. I haven't seen much of Max Dowman. He looks like a supreme talent, but then again, so does Rio. I don't know, in all honesty, but what I would say, and I said this earlier on, is the future for the English national team is looking very good with some of the young talent that's coming through. Here comes Jeremy. We're at 61 minutes on the clock now. Szoboszlai ball in. Again, Gakpo loses out aerially. Szoboszlai regathers possession. Oreo Speedwagon. Rio Speedwagon, there you go. Oreo Speedwagon, yes. Nearly there, nearly there. It's Oreo, wasn't it, the other one? Craig's thoughts on Verts need to be more greedy. I think, do you know what's actually concerned me most about Verts? Not today as much, because he hasn't really had many, but he seems to scuff a lot of shots. He gets himself into good positions, and I think he should be scoring more from them. But not today now. I'm not talking about today, because he hasn't really had a chance to shoot. Here goes Spurs on the attack. Spence. Back to Simons. Eventually we work it wide, but overhit it. Danzo recovers, plays the ball forward. Porro now for Spurs. Into the right channel to Tell. Tell goes around. McAllister floats a deep cross in. And referee gives a free kick for a foul on Allison. Here comes Salah coming on now. He's stripped off and ready to come on. Let's see what he does. Ekitike coming on as well. And Jones. Arna looking to close this one out then. So triple change. Rio Engamoa coming off. And he gets a nice applause. Seen a couple of the new sweatshirts in this crowd there as well. So Rio, Frimpong and Verts coming off. Salah, Ekitike and Jones coming on. So Frimpong, Verts and Rio off. Salah, Jones and Ekitike on. Right, let's see if this makes a difference. Right, so Gakpo's gone back out onto his more familiar left side. Hugo through the centre, and obviously Mohamed Salah's gone out wide right. So my Wirtz goal prediction's out the window anyway, because he's off. Arno wants Robbo pushing up a little bit higher. You can see him signalling to get up the pitch there. Gravenberch, he zips through a few challenges, plays the ball into Salah, who's dispossessed. Jones steps in to win it back. Gomez, couple of challenges in on him. Eventually Liverpool get a throw in far side of the pitch. 65 minutes now on the clock at Anfield. Lads, I know why Mohamed Salah's form hasn't been the way we would have wanted it to be. I figured it out now. He let his hair grow too long again. He should get the old razor out and get that back to much tighter. Get that beard growing again, and we need bald Salah back. Jed Spence now wide left for Spurs, puts in a cross. Robertson heads it away. Gakpo then heads it straight to a Spurs player. Fuck me. Porro to Tell. Ekitike steps in. He's then dispossessed. Shimons. Out to Porro. His cross is deep. Richarlison flies in at the near post. Cuckoo. Just gets a touch on it though, and it goes out for Liverpool throw in. So I see a lot of people in the comments talking about Gakpo staying on the pitch. I've been thinking about it for the last couple of minutes while you guys have been having your say. And what I'm wondering is this an indication we won't see Gakpo on Wednesday? That's what I'm wondering with him leaving Cody on the pitch. Does this mean we're less likely to see him start on Wednesday? Or am I just hoping for that? This time he runs into Danzo and then fouls him. On top of that, Richarlison, strike. Oh, again, Allison's forced into a save. Itachi said, to be honest, I can see 1-1 in this game. Well, the way... Oh, Ekitike cuts back. Hugo. Oh, wasteful. Yeah, the way the game's going, I couldn't rule out a 1-1. Spurs have come into it a little bit in this second half. Salah does really well there. Spins away from his man. Very good play from Mo. Spins away from his man. Plays it into Hugo. He tries to get into his left foot and then fluffs it. So whatever happens from this point, even a win today feels disappointing because, I don't know, maybe I just built this up my own head, but I'd honestly thought we were going to win this comfortably. Salah now. Strike. Blocked. Fuck's sake. Shots shouldn't be getting blocked from there. He gets himself into a very good position. Yeah. I mean, fuck me. He carried that ball out over the end line. That should have been a corner. The officials are fucking shocking. He carries the ball about a yard behind the line, Vicario, and somehow we don't get a corner out of it. "20 minutes to go. Maka, Szoboszlai. Oh, fuck me, this is boring. Jones. Back again to Gomez. Back again to Alisson, who plays it straight to Tell. Well done, Cody. Good challenge. Well done, Cody. Now release it. Good ball. Good ball. Salah to Ekitike. Oh, why'd you let it run across your body? It's a good play, that, from Cody and Mo. Robbo pulls it back straight to Danzo. Or Sarr, excuse me, it's Pape Sarr. He's doing Cruyff turns on the edge of his own 18-yard box as well. I like him as a footballer. Oh, Solanke forgot the ball. Salah gives it to Dom. Dom cuts in field. Again, Sarr dispossesses him. And then Dom fouls him. I like that Sarr as a footballer. He's very tidy. Oh. Salah has been sharp. I agree, Paul. Is it Paul? Paula, excuse me, Paula. Oh no, it's Paul Abraham. Yes, Paul. I agree, Paul. He's looked really sharp since he's come on. He's had a couple of nice touches, a couple of early balls across as well. Definitely, definitely agree with that statement. Maka. Fucking, look, there's nobody out there to support them. He's isolated with 3 Spurs players and nobody shows for him. Solanke, he lays it off to Simons. Simons now. Slips it out to Matthias Tell. He gets in a cross, headed away by Virgil. Spurs have it back though. Robertson, he heads it forward. Cody Gakpo. Split. Look, Salah. That's the ball. Unlucky. Yes, Mo. Go on, lob him. Yes, Mo. No. Drags the shot wide. Salah convinced we should have a corner. I didn't see whether it took a knock or not. So is that the 4th one we should have had then? It's a decent ball from Gakpo. Just didn't quite have the pace on it. Salah then gets it off Dragusin. Did that take a touch? Let's have a look. Yeah, he's right, Salah. It was a save from Vicario. Vicario saves it with his right foot. That's 4 corners I can think of that we should have had in this game that we haven't gotten. 4. State of the officials. Simons, ball plays out to Spence. Spence curls inside, shot, and again it's straight at Alisson. We're getting fortunate here. The Spurs haven't got their shooting boots with them. Alisson's had a couple of saves. Oh, lovely ball to Gakpo. Oh, fuck off, Cody! That's shocking. It's a simple bit of control. Alisson plays a beautiful straight kick out, and all Gakpo has to do is control it, and he's got options left and right, and he shits the bed again. Now we've given it back to Spurs on the edge of our own 18-yard box. Szoboszlai's back there clearing his lines. Dragusin now for Spurs. It's getting nervy, this, lads. Tell. Looking for Solanke. Robbo clear. This is more nervy than this should be, for the love of God. Yes, Mo. Great strength. No. Then the pass is terrible. Oh, lads, I'm crying. Brian, how are we, dude? How much more of Slot do we need to see? We've struggled against every relegation level team. Nothing changes. Yep. Never a truer word spoken, Brian, or written. You're right, mate. It's just nothing to the way we play. It's just so bullshit. He's coached all the flair out of the players. All the expression that you want from these talented players. He's just sucked it all out of them. They're all playing within themselves. You can see it. It's so frustrating. And again, as always, Brian, thank you, my friend. Really kind of you. Jonathan said this ain't boring. Really? Come on, mate. This is shocking. And if it's not boring, it's wasteful. Salah. Not good enough at all. Boring, 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 said Corbin. And thank you, bro. Appreciate you. Gomez to Virgil. 14 minutes plus stoppage time to go. I'd say Galatasaray are only shitting themselves now after seeing this vintage Liverpool display. Szoboszlai spins into a bit of space. Plays it out to Gakpo. Gakpo cuts inside. Rolls it to Salah. Fucking hell. Could the real Mohamed Salah please stand up? We are so bad at shooting. So fucking bad. Chris Kavanagh blows for a free kick there to Liverpool. Fell from Richarlison. Paul said, as a United fan, this is fun to watch. Do you know, fair, Paul, but do you know what else would be fun to watch? The Champions League midweek, mate. Be fun. You won't have to worry, but you can watch that as a neutral as well, Paul. That can be fun for you. I'm only bantering you, mate. Appreciate you being in. But good win for you lads today. Gakpo. Out to Salah. Ball dinked into the back post. Robbo heads it across. And nobody's there. And it's cleared by Spurs again. Did you really say Salah looked sharp? He has. He can't shoot for shit, but he's definitely looked sharp in possession. Do you not think so? I think he has. Look, his shooting's been shocking, and he's made a couple of poor decisions in the last minute or two. But he's got into some good positions, and he's looked lively since he's come on. As a United fan, what's the difference between United at the minute and this Liverpool team, Craig? Oh my days. Richarlison inches away from making that 1-1. Inches away. I think, honestly, you're a bit better coached, is what I would say at the minute. Your players look a little bit more... They look fitter. I'll say that as well, mate. We don't look fit, and we haven't all season. And United do have that one game a week thing where, look, I know United fans would prefer to be in Europe and in the Cups, but that is a factor as well. But mostly I'd say we're just badly coached, is the honest answer. Why did you ban me? Well, you're actually typing there, so do you think you've been banned? You can't type if you're banned. So you might want to reiterate your words there. It's not banned. You may have been timed out by somebody for spamming, I don't know. But you weren't banned or you wouldn't be able to post. Team is desperate need of proper man management, said Martin. Yep. This game has... Now I'm getting to that point that a lot of people were at earlier on and that I'm fearing a 1-1. Because we're at the last 10 now and Spurs are going to really have a go. This game could go either which way. It feels like there's another goal in it, but as the game stretches, who's going to be able to take a chance? Spurs drifting in field past players too easily. They eventually work it out left side to Archie Gray. 10 minutes to go. Simons to Pape Sarr. Porro. He puts in a deep cross. It's headed away by Liverpool, but Xavi Simons wins it back for Spurs. They have it far side of the pitch, just inside the Liverpool half. Come on, fuck me. Solanke. He's dispossessed. Salah. Maka. Outside to Robbo. In behind to Salah, Robbo. In behind. No, he can get his head up. Maka. Jones. Benz, thank you, my friend. Appreciate you. Virgil. To Robbo. Back to Virgil. To Szoboszlai. Oh, God, this is boring. This is so boring. Virgil, again, just plays a straight ball. Looking for Andy Robertson. Porro now for Spurs. He goes back to Vicario. Dragusin. Salah gets there, nicks the ball off him. Salah wins a corner to Liverpool. Well done, Mo. Good hurry and gets in behind, pinches the ball off Dragusin, wins us a corner. We need to slow it down a bit. I think that's the last thing in the world we need to do. The whole game is being slowed. Corner in. Spurs heads the first one on it. And they clear their lines. Szoboszlai plays the ball behind Jones and it goes out. Trainioni coming on now for Liverpool. Who's he replacing? Gakpo. Jeez, what's he doing here then? He's taken off Gakpo and Nioni's coming on. So, fuck knows what way we're setting up now. Boring, not you, Craig. Bring back our passion, said Motorhome Dreamer. You're not wrong, mate. It has been another dire performance. Honestly, if we do win this, I just want him gone. I can't deal with watching this boring football anymore. Get Alonso in, said Eno Cahill. Thank you, Eno. So he's taken off a centre forward, brought on a centre midfielder. Ekatike. Cross ins cleared by Archie Gray. Chris said, we're so pedestrian that I can walk to the bus stop quicker. Yeah. This is, I don't know. I probably set myself up, Chris, for a bit of frustration today because I genuinely felt this was going to be a performance from us today, that we were going to blow them away, but, you know, I should know better at this point. Now it's just a matter of, can we cling on and get to 3 points? Neoni, back to Virgil. Virgil pings one out looking for Salah. It's overhit and it'll... Oh, well done, Mo. Sorry, Mo kept it in. Good control that from Mo. Ball breaks back to Szoboszlai. Another wasted ball. Goal kick. Craig, Spurs look decent against us. I want to cry, said Kez. As much as I love the Fowler sports skit, players should probably be practicing their football over their acting. Look, it's one of those things, isn't it? Whereas if you're playing well, these things are just, you know, a laugh, and we all rightly have a bit of fun with it. When you're playing poorly, yeah, everything just feels like it's taken away from what we want to do, which is figure it out. Gomez, he's under pressure. Goes back to Alisson. Fuck me. Who plays it back to Gomez. Again, we're walking ourselves into trouble here. We're absolutely walking ourselves into trouble. I don't know what Dom's appealing for there when it came off a Liverpool player. Wakey, wakey, Dom. Goal kick. Another wasted cross from Spurs. Rich Baldy said, everyone said easy game, but we make it tough. Unfortunately, we do, Rich, my man. Unfortunately, we do. If you are in with us for the first time, by the way, please do hit that subscribe button. Appreciate you being here. 4 minutes plus stoppage time to go, and another snooze fest at Anfield. Dominik Szoboszlai's free kick, the difference between the two sides so far. Why is Arno wearing a name tag? It's the LFC Foundation badge. Defending a 1-0 at home versus Spurs, said Itachi FFS. Free kick to Spurs. Pretty much on the halfway line, right hand side. Gakpo's second half was amazing because his distributions need the 3 points. I don't think he had a good second half. Simons out to Archie Gray. Got this nervous feeling in the pit of my stomach now. We're into that time where we start getting nervous. The crowd starts getting nervous. Spurs start going for it. Strike. Alisson saves. This is so much harder work than it needs to be. Jones, Naoni to Robertson, Virgil into Maka. He's dispossessed. He's down on the ground. Spurs trying to play around. Virgil steps up, wins it back, plays it forward. Maka getting back up to his feet now. Ball's with Vicario. Plays it into space to Archie Gray. He knocks it forward. Simons now. Oh, it's getting nervy, boys. 90 seconds plus stoppage time to go. How is it we sit in the top 4 playing like this? We got lucky on a few occasions, like today. With, you know, a wonderful Dominik Szoboszlai strike that has been the difference. Look, I'd be grateful for a clean sheet if we keep them, but it's just hard work watching us this season. Vicario goes long. Robbo nods it down. 1-1. Spurs scoring, it's 1-1. Richarlison, you could see it coming a mile away. You could see it coming a fucking mile away. That is absolutely pathetic. Richarlison makes it 1-1 and you could see it coming a mile away. All too easy. This is embarrassing. Even the Spurs fans are shocked. Spurs fans can't even believe their luck. Oh, lads. What do you say? What do you say? He's a fucking spoofer. There is not an argument to keep this man in next season. There just isn't. It's a long ball. Robbo heads it down to a Spurs player. And then he rolls it to Richarlison who tucks it past Alisson. We can't defend. We just cannot defend. Same old story. I'm fed up with this shite, said Itachi. I know, mate. I know. You're all right. Look at the state of it. I mean, fuck me. How can you not deal with a long ball over the top? Again, oh. Please don't. I don't want to hear any more Ornstein or any of these other fucking telling us that this is good or the club are backing. And what are you backing? You're backing failure. You're backing shite. Robertson's crossover here. Lads, there's no excuse to keep him on. I don't care. I don't care anymore. He's out of his depth. He cannot coach attacking football. He can't. He has us playing within ourselves. He has us scared of our own shadows. We can't defend. We're too easy to play through in midfield. This should have been a confidence building win today. And again, here we are. And you all called it. All of you. You can see it in the chat. Go back, read it. Everybody was calling, oh look, here comes Fede now for the fucking miracle. The Hail Mary from Slot. He's such a fraud. He is such a fraud. Get this man fired. Don't even try and lie to us as fans and tell us that any data backs up that this is anything other than gobshitery of the highest order. Do they not understand? Does the calculator kid and Hughes not understand the pain that this is inflicting on Liverpool fans? To watch this dross every week. To watch record signings out there scared of their own fucking shadows. Same old story, just sad. But the club haven't got a pair of balls. This is what I'm saying to you. Hughes and Edwards are two fucking cowards. Pull the trigger. Get rid of this little gobshite. He's not good enough. What do they need to see? Get on the phone and fucking beg Alonso to come in. Beg him. How much more can we take watching this crap from Arne? I know, mate. I feel for you. I feel for all of us. Truth is, Gomez, that was a whack defending. And so was Robertson. You can't ignore Andy Robertson. Heading the ball down to Spurs player. Again, losing his duel. It is what it is. Like, none of this is a surprise, is it? That's the biggest indictment of Arne Slot's manager. Is none of us are surprised that we're in this position now. Nobody. Alonso's not the answer. Well, fucking Arne isn't the answer. I tell you that one, mate. Don't mean to shout at you, bro, but if Alonso isn't the answer, fair enough. But Arne definitely isn't the answer. As a United fan, this is glorious. Big love, Craig. Look, man, you appreciate the banter. No problem with it. That's part of the game, and you're a respectful fella. So I'd be the same in your shoes. I would. And look, as I've said all season, any banter we get is deserved. But here, you'll have the same clown show in the media and the journalist world trying to tell us that there's some fucking decimal point in the data somewhere that shows that Arne Slot isn't a clown. Here they go on the attack now to try and win it. Simons. And thankfully they've shit the bed. And it'll go out for a Spurs corner right at the end. Last minute of stoppage time. Look, fans, all of us, we have to be vocal about this. This man cannot rob a living for another season. Enough is enough. We were only ahead because of a wonderful free kick from Dom. Outside of that, we created diddly squat, really, in regards to chances. He'll come out and say we were unlucky, the data showed this. It'll just be more bullshit and excuses. Fuck off. Dom will leave, and I'd 100% understand it, to the Tachi. Very on brand for Liverpool this year. Slop ball, said 1994 fanatic. Jack said, sub, shit defending, shit tactics, slot is shit. Richarlison coming off here right at the end. So easy to play against. Hollow, boring, lifeless. Again, and what really, really hurts this time is we got the results we wanted this weekend. Villa lost. Chelsea lost. We have a chance to capitalise on it. And do we? Do we fuck? Just about to potentially scrape a draw home. Yeah, don't say Galatasaray are only shitting themselves over in Turkey now. Corner comes in. Ball headed back across. Ekitike heads it away. Here we go. Chance to counter. Last chance of the game. We've got numbers. It's all about the right decision now. Ekitike makes the wrong decision. Still has the ball. Hugo, block. Cleared by Dragusin. Made the wrong decision. Should have gone right. Spurs now have it with Solanke. His ball's misplaced. Virgil clears it. Robertson passes it straight back to fuck off. Are you serious? Fuck me. Robertson just giving it to Spurs twice. Simons now. They work it wide right to Porro. He fires in a low cross. Virgil clears it. We're hanging on here. Fuck me. So easy to play against. Horror, boring tactics. I was praying that we lose last night. Please sack him. It's over. It finishes 1-1. That's a disgrace. That is a disgrace. Lads, what do you say to that? That is nothing short of a disgrace. The man is an embarrassment. The team are nowhere near what they should be. They'll come out and give us all the garbage they always do. We're hurting. We understand. We want to be better. Blah, blah, fucking blah. Words are empty. Actions are what counts. Performances are what counts. It's too easy. They just accept their fate too easy. It's absolute bullshit. Gakpo being good today at least. I respectfully disagree. He wasn't the worst player out there on the pitch now, but he's out of his depth. He's out of his depth, Arna. There's no defending this anymore. They're all standing there shaking their heads. You've only got yourselves to blame, boys. Looking around, shaking your fucking heads, looking sullen. Who gives a fuck? Where's the fight out there on the pitch? Where's that energy then? If you don't want to feel this way after a game, if you don't want to feel that hollow inside, then make something of yourselves. Go out there and play like it fucking matters. Anfield booing. I know, but these fucking gimps that have overseen this, these absolute spoofers that won't have the bollocks to pull the trigger on a manager that is so clearly out of his fucking depth. How do you not know he isn't the man for the job? He knows deep down he's not the man for the job. Nothing, and I mean nothing, about this season has shown him to be anything other than a fraud who's wasted a load of money. It takes a special kind of failure to take Liverpool fans from that period of absolute anticipation and excitement to this. Booing at Anfield, drawing to relegation fodder Spurs. It's an embarrassment. Fair play to Spurs. They came, fought, gave it a go, got their point, nothing against them. Our perspective, absolutely embarrassing. Sack him now. I've had enough, Craig. We've been saying it since October. Feckin' October. It's shite every week. Can't deal with this. Slot didn't win the title, Klopp did. I hate him. Sack him and relegate this team. We don't deserve to be in the Prem. Sorry, but these players are stupid, said Vavak Knives. Would have given him at least one more year. Faith? No, not a chance. Not a faith for what? Do you know, if I thought we were looking like we were even trending in the right direction. But honestly, putting aside all the emotion and all the anger, do you see anything that's seen us progress through the season? Anything from that middle stretch where we were so poor and we lost 9 and 12 to now? Our last 2 league games have been a loss and a draw against Wolves and fucking Spurs, who are both down in the relegation area. And that's our last 2. 1 point from 6. Incoming that guy's Joe clip and we love it. Glory, glory, Man United. Look, I have nothing to give back to any banter tonight. Nothing. We are in the Champions League spots for next season as we speak, but I don't have any pushback on it. We are an embarrassment and we deserve every bit of banter we get. It's just ridiculous. Every single game we carry a 1 point lead into the last 10 minutes, or 1 goal lead into the last 10 minutes. I've learned to expect a draw. Unfeckin' real. Bransfield said, hope everything is well. Boring football, Slot out. I'm truly done with Arne Ten Hag. Absolute spoofer. Fire Slot and fire him. Fine Slot and fire him, said Bradley. Mr. A. Santino said he should have been gone in December. I've been saying this for a while. Can't wait for the post-match media conference, said Maddie Gorman. Please end this torture. Sack this Slot now. Brian said 7 games, we're still losing and drawing against relegation teams. So, look, I'm going to head off to the match reaction. But before I do, one last thing. The biggest indictment of this manager, for me, pushing aside the emotion, is that we still don't look like we're doing anything to move in the right direction. We're still playing the same boring, turgid, lifeless, soulless football, and you cannot con the Anfield faithful. You can't con your way into this job and stay in it. You heard at the end of the game. We know what we're looking at isn't good enough. The calculator kid and Richard Hughes know this isn't good enough. Have a pair of balls between you and fire him, or else this is going to get worse and worse and worse. Get rid of him. Don't let him ruin Wednesday. Don't give him the chance to shit the bed again. Get rid of him. Beg Gerrard to come in and take over for the next few weeks and figure it out in the summer. Get on the blower to Alonso and get him over, because honestly, to spend twice, break the British transfer record twice and be here now talking like this again, it's an embarrassment. He's had riches that other Liverpool managers could have only dreamt of, and he's wasting them. We could salvage something if we sack him now. Don't understand why he won't drop Gakpo. Right, folks, I'll see you for the match reaction in 60 seconds.